opposite and you and they're all different.
Can be anything you want. Watch it. Sorry, I can't do this. Let's have another go. Right. Okay. Emma, thank you. Okay. Netflix has just dropped. Netflix has just this second, just about, I don't know, a few hours ago, dropped this trailer for Love on the Spectrum, season 4. And I was going to say inappropriate things, but we'll save that for another time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's not normally like this. It's normally like... hang on a second. Some of these buttons are really hard to push. It's not because I've got weak software engineer arms, but they really are hard to push. It's normally like this. It's normally like this. But, you know... Love on the Spectrum season 4 trailer has dropped. I don't think we can watch it because of the whole copyright thing. I mean, technically we can, but you know, automated copyright things. But I thought it'd be fun to try and make it in Infinite Crafts. I guess I'm not so bummed to dispatch Netflix. Well, with all the things you could possibly want to watch in the world. There's so many things you could want to watch, right? There's so many things. Like this live stream, for example. But TJ has a new place. TJ, congrats. Hope it's cool. Do you have like a loner dog? Everybody needs a loner dog. Right. Yeah. All I was saying was. Love on the Spectrum, season 4, trailer has just dropped. It's coming out. It's hang on, let me see if I can do this. This could be slick. Let's just see, shall we? 1, 2, 3, and it sort of worked. It's not quite right, but it's can't complain. Love on the Spectrum is returning for even more romance. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Mike needs filters. Mike has things that Mike would normally say and then cut out of videos. The Emmy Award-winning series is back to follow a group of hopeful daters with autism. I presume the autism is behind the camera, operating it, or perhaps the autism is in front of the camera and it's just following them around. It's like here, there's going to be over here. Autism's hiding behind this building, this church thing. Autism is like hiding here, watching them from a distance. Autism is trying to watch them kiss. That's what autism wants to see. Or maybe behind if it's curtains, maybe behind the curtains. I think that's what they're getting at. I think. Oh yeah, amazing. Right here. Come on, try harder. Right here. Thank you. Go away. Okay. Oh, you can come back. Look at this. Mew. Uh-oh. Oh, we've got an Emma. Okay. Well, that's enough about Love on the Spectrum for today. Emma? Emma's gone. Emma doesn't know what Emma's just gone. Emma's just gone. Emma's gone. Holly. Princess. Eat some biscuits. I'll tell you what, I'll put this here. And we'll see if a cat comes for it at some point during the show. Oh, happy birthday, Miss Pat. I regret to inform you that at 44, you are quite clearly past it. Did you not know the average life expectancy of an autistic person is 36? Pat, you and I, and a bunch of people in this crowd, we're just growing mold. That's what we're doing. Who's that? Oh my god, it's a ferret. Psst, psst, psst. Ferret. Look at her eyes. You need to see her eyes. You need to see her eyes. Her eyes. Right. You're gonna see her eyes. You ready? Look. This is wild. This is a wild beast. It's okay. Ferret. Over here. Ferret. Psst. She can have a whole one. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're all just growing mold. Is what's happening. Yeah. Oh, Polly. Do not swipe me. It would be bad. No, don't take Polly. That's Polly's. Come back. Okay, here you go. Okay. see what I mean? She's just wild. Oh, Emma. Here you go. Oh. So that is a PDA. I look forward to my 50s. As do I, Pat. As do I. I turned 52 in July. Amazing. Without doxing yourself, how old is everyone in here? Are we all like... I'm 8,935 in days. That's sort of verging on being a bit doxy, but I believe okay. Happy 8,935th birthday to you. 52 in 3 weeks. Amazing. On the Discord, we have a birthday channel, which is amazing because it's great to be able to wish people a happy birthday. 43 is coming Friday. Soup. I put you down as the same age as me, like exactly the same age. I was close. 24, 50, 50, 55, 63, 50, 59, 55, 53, 38, 50, 24 years, 56. Wow, okay. We have a spread. 61, 76, 41. Had to think about it. Yeah, I don't admit that. Because I'm the same. I think after about 38, 39, I've had to actually do the maths. I've had to literally do current year minus birth year only. That only works, obviously, for half of the year. So there's, if it's like the pre-July and then post-July, that's how, you know, I have to calculate my birthday from first principles every single time. I'm glad some of you also have to do the think. I had to do math too. Yeah, that's a Kazi. Exactly, right? Because like for a while, it's like, oh, I'm obviously 28. I'm obviously 29. I'm obviously 30. I'm obviously... It makes sense, especially if you're like a young child. You know, I think if you are below 10, your birthday is the most important fact your brain holds. It's like for a while, it's like, well, I'm 7. I'm 7. And, you know, and it's like the most important. Everyone needs to know that you're 7, and you know, it's so important. And then as you age, that part of your brain, this is all bullshit, by the way. This is all Mike's being silly, just so you know. Don't quote me on Reddit and go, hey, Autistic AF said this and it's bullshit, because yes, you're here on a live stream. You're in the wrong place. That's to hydrate. This is the reminder to hydrate. It's an epoch. Yeah, it's an era, right? Yeah, everyone's going through their autism era. I asked Joe about my age, remembering, but he wants to convince me for a few days that I was a year older than I was. Wendy, exactly right. Also, you should trust Joe. I've met Joe. Joe's smart. Joe's very smart. If he's good with the numbers. Well, Colin would like to tell everyone he is 7. Happy, yes, amazing. Well, Colin, this is amazing. So yeah, as you age, it becomes this less important thing that you have to keep track of, and then eventually you just become timeless. I'm an immortal autism. I'm just inhabiting a human body temporarily. Yeah. Sometimes the controls don't work quite right. They're a bit janky, you know. I'm being excited to turn 10. I told everyone I was 0-teen. Amazing. I've actually not heard that one before. Time Lord. I wish. More like just a temporary arrangement of timeless atoms. I prefer to think of myself as a temporary coming together of matter. A bit like content. You are all... I mean, it's people who often do the star stuff thing. And I'm just like, no. You're all content. You are an amalgamation of space dust. What's this? Polyfluff. What was with the whole time thing, by the way? I caught a couple of messages while I was setting things up about the time change. Is it the US that has done a spring forward, fall back, right? That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I never understood the whole spring forward thing. Because you don't say spring forward, autumn back. That doesn't make any sense at all. It confused the hell out of me for so long. And then I realised it's an American saying. That took a long time. I shouldn't be admitting this on camera. It makes me sound stupid. The US has changed already. You guys changed already. When does the US change? Must have been in the last week, right? Okay, cool. Canada has sprung forward. Does Canada go at the same time provinces vary? Okay, right. Now we're getting complicated and autistic about things. Correct, I should add. Okay, all right. Do you know what? I'm not going to commit this to memory because something is going to have to fall out. I'm never going to remember this. The parts of North America who do the time change have done the time change. Thank you, Mrs. Pipchips. That's the perfect way to file that. I get confused as well with the Mother's Day thing because you often see people talking about Mother's Day, and it confuses me because it's different in the UK. I don't even know where Mother's Day came from, but happy birthday, mothers. Birthday? See what I mean? I'm just an LLM, just guessing what the next word should be all the time, just poorly. Time blindness. Was it really 2 weeks ago? Oh, don't get me started. Was it actually 2 weeks ago when your time changed? Canada US has changed, except Saskatchewan, they got rid of the time change. Tell me about that, Nicole. So Saskatchewan, when we're not doing this whole daylight savings thing, that actually sounds like progress, because I mean, I kind of get it. It sort of makes sense in some respects for agriculture, but then again, farmers work to like weather cycles and solar cycles and things like already. Like farmers don't need, like the farmer's not going to go, no, I'm not getting up now because it's too early or it's whatever. They're just going to do what they need to do with the daylight and the weather that they have. Mike, you have static state awareness. Yes. I would like to be more static if possible, temporarily. A friend just moved to Phoenix and she's overjoyed about not changing times. Yeah, the whole time changing thing throws me. And it shouldn't do, because do you guys remember when you had to change clocks on things? You might still have to change clocks on like an LCD thing on like a car or a microwave or an oven or whatever, but like your phone, which is effectively your clock, your watch now, like, or your computer, they just change automatically. It's great. But oh, I'll let you into a secret. My mixing console here is an hour out. because I never change it. It will be right again in 6 months' time. Okay, where are we? Hydra, baby. There you go. Can you buy half of it, please? I can give the other half to Emma. Come on. Oh no, Boothus! Booth! Ginger Boothus! Boothus here for you. Oh, shot him on the head! Oh, I threw a cat stick at him and it hit him on the head. It went bonk. His brain cell is very important to him. I need to be arrested and taken away by the cat police. Does anyone else ever do that? You just like throw a treat to an animal and it bonks them on the face and it's like, oh no. I'm not good at throwing things accurately. I don't know what to say to you, Boofers. I still have to change the wristwatch anywhere for work. Of course, yeah, non-digital wristwatches makes sense too. I never changed the heating time. I can't be bothered. I know, well, and it's got 50% chance of being reasonably right. Like there are 10 clocks in my house that need manually updated. Oh, wowzers, okay. We also have this other thing is that our electricity changes price at night, but it doesn't change the price at night like dynamically. You have to remember to change things. So if we want to put on like the washing machine or whatever, like before going to bed, it needs to be done. Like you have to be careful. If you put it on at midnight, sometimes that's peak rate and sometimes that's off peak. Yeah. Anyway. Emma, I have one Webbox salmon, not sponsored, definitely not sponsored. Like cat treat providers should definitely reach out to me. I couldn't imagine a better content creator for cat treats. So if you're watching this, which you're not, but you know, I go for a lot of cat treats. I quite like the packaging here. It feels like it's more recyclable. Right, first of all, Hydra, because Hydra will not go away unless I give her something. Yeah, there you go. Good go. Yep, right, you're done. Emma, do you want to be here? Emma. Oh, it's on the nose. It's on the nose. It's on the nose. I'm sorry. It's on the nose. Okay, I'll just put you down there. You can lick that off in your own time. Okay, it's not going well today. It's going badly. I saw a video on YouTube about peak rate try tricks. I love all things cat. You and me both, Suzanne. Saskatchewan means swift flowing river in Cree, a First Nation. That's beautiful. I have never been to Saskatchewan. I'd love to visit like Canadian provinces. Actually, to be fair, there's a couple of places I want to visit. Calgary has always been big on my hit list. Just because the pictures I've seen of it when I was a teenager were just so beautiful. I really want to visit Calgary, so I've never been. It might be a dump, who knows? And no offense, I do not mean to be rude, but like my point is that in my mind it's incredibly beautiful and I want to visit it. That is probably how it is, but that's just how my brain sees things. I also want to visit British Columbia. Calgary and Banff for me. Nice. Calgary cat meetup. I've never been to Calgary. It looks so beautiful. The Cree word was that, which looks like a cross between Saskatchewan and Mississippi. Why did you have to add danger to the stream? Hydra now expects this, by the way. This is now a new expectation. It has become a ritual. And it's not helpful. No. Hang on. This could be funny. Right, watch this. Hydra. Hang on. Hydra. Hydra. Psst, psst. I'm going to try something. Hydra. No? Okay. Okay. I saw it would be really funny if she was eating from it and had that as her face. Right, okay, here you go, guys. Saves! No, Dotty. It's Dotty. It's Dotty. Puget Sound and San Juan Islands are amazing, amazing. Have you ever seen Niagara Falls? I have. I have been to Niagara Falls at Christmas, Christmas Day. It was absolutely beautiful. Very, very cold. Icicles forming on everything, but just beautiful. Niagara Falls was gorgeous. The whole area was gorgeous. I didn't have anything to eat that day really. I had some out-of-date Pringles from a petrol station, but it was a beautiful place. I was glad to visit. Vancouver is a beautiful city. Yeah, I believe so. I'd love to visit Pacific Northwest. The closest I've been is California, but it doesn't count. Well, I mean, California's great. So many beautiful places. Hi. Emma, you still have cat food on your face. You need to lick a bit harder. Someone's sleeping next to me when I wake up and I'm not using headphones at the moment. So he's actually just like, oh, poor Salem. Off to go over the falls in a barrel. Good times. Oh, it's treacherous for sure. Yeah, properly pretty. I can see why it's a place, Niagara particularly, that's like captivated people, because it's like, it's so weird. Like, it's really flat. And then there's just this massive hole in the ground. And you've got America on one side, obviously Canada on the other side, but it's like, it kind of like, I don't know what I expected, but it's like, that's unusual and weird and strange and beyond my normal experience of everyday life. To see so much water so loudly falling, although it was mostly frozen at the time. I saw a dude walk a tightrope over it once. Well, that dude was probably arrested on the other side. I've seen some videos of cats moving between America and Canada, just like hopping over the border, if you will. It's hilarious to me. It's incredibly amusing. It's incredibly brave to walk a tightrope over the Niagara Falls. It's terrifying for people. Hell, my messages are
Help, my messages are disappearing. Others too.
No! Your messages should not be disappearing. Yannicka. Calling Yannicka. Give me a sec. Let me log into YouTube and see. Thank you very much for raising that to my attention in such a generous manner, Red Gen. Let me have a little look. Sorry. Let us see. Go up to top chat, by the way. So if you're in messages, go up to top chat and then press all chat, and then that shows you messages that YouTube thinks might be spam. Hello Claire, my friend. How are your kittens? How is your fostering going? How is everything? How are your cats? I have cats too. Do you like cats? I didn't do anything. I mean, like, Yannick, have you noticed anything? I'm scrolling the chat and there's nothing that's been hidden. Like, there was one time a few weeks ago where YouTube was hiding, like, I'm gonna say a quarter of people's messages. And it doesn't matter what you were saying or who was saying it, you know. What's going on? Cat, Emma, why are you eating it so gingerly? Ferret would have had that straight up. Ferret would have taken my hands off. Ferret would have removed my fingers in order to run off with the cat treat. Holly, hurry up. Why are you also being so gingerly about everything? Right. Okay. Kittens are doing amazing. They're almost walking. Cats are doing well. That's so lovely. Claire has a video on her channel about her foster kittens. I've only seen a few minutes of it, Claire. My intention was to watch the whole thing. The video has been sent to me a lot, as you might imagine. The video is like, oh, Mike needs to see this. Mike has got it bookmarked. Mike hasn't watched it yet. But he will. He's watched a few minutes. The messages would flash on the screen and then disappear. Well, they are coming through. I don't know if one has vanished or not. YouTube does do that. It's got a thing where it shows you whether the message has been hidden or not or whatnot. How many tabs does Mike have open? There's quite a few. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There's quite a few. I'm going to close that one. Okay, let's have another little look. Let's look for some love, shall we? Emmy Award-winning series is back to follow a group of hopeful daters with autism. Right, prepare for more cute meets, crushes, first dates, and heartbreaks. Love on the Spectrum is almost back for season 4. The Emmy Award-winning series, if they dare say so themselves, this is actually Netflix, by the way. This is Netflix.com. Which follows a diverse group of young people on the autism spectrum as they explore the world of dating and romance, is returning this spring. Just like past participants, these daters from all over the US will navigate the ups and downs of the journey towards happily ever after, demonstrating that no matter who you are, love is out there waiting to be found. Even if it's just for 60 minutes. That was a reference to the episode, by the way, not prostitution. The show itself has actually become the template for people to think, that's what love can look like in my life, and I can be like that character who doesn't necessarily fit the stereotype. Karina Holden, who co-created the show alongside Clan O'Cleary, previously told Ta-da? The uniqueness of individuals with love on the spectrum has allowed more people to be confident to pursue their version of relationships and friendships and love. Fair enough. Amazing. Excellent. So, all right, great. Do you know what? It's kind of dangerous because, like, you're never going to see something that's like super relatable. I believe it or not. Sometimes people criticize me for not being relatable to them, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about. I don't mean to break this to you, but the world's not built for you in terms of just watch something else, do something else with your day. But it's like, yeah, it's good to see more sort of diversity and more stuff. It's good to talk about autism in a just a straightforward way. I think that's great, and I think the autistic cast members that have all been great personalities, absolutely massive, larger than life, really, really lovely people that I think have all given reasonably good accounts of themselves. But the editing, though, is really fucking weird. The editing choices on Love on the Spectrum, it's really gross. Like the mouth sounds, the overly artificial kind of mouth kissing noises. It's like watching a nature documentary. You can't look away. It's a bit like just the train wreck. And I hope that they focus more on the autistic people as opposed to their families and their parents and so on and so forth. Oh, thanks for joining us, Pardalo. Hope you're feeling better. Baby music, yeah. Oh, hang on. I've got just the thing. I think. Yeah. Mike hopes that Love on the Spectrum Season 4 focuses more on the cast than their families. Mike also would like to see a little less gratuitous. I don't know. It's kind of like here's a legal adult. This person is legally an adult, but we're gonna treat them and edit them in as if they are children. Emma, you're in my way. Ow! Emma! Ow! Ow, Emma! Ow, Emma! Ow! Emma! But yes, the cast are great, and I'd encourage you if you use social media, they're great follows. The parents of the cast, though. Yeah, what's going on, Emma? Why are you like this, Emma? That's Ferret, and Ferret does not want to be attacked just because you're being grumpy. Yeah, look, this is Anna Ferret. See, she's calm now because as long as Emma Ferret is charged, as in like her belly is full, everything's good in the world. But the second she gets a tiny bit of, oh, I really fancy some snacks. You better have snacks. You better have snacks. Or that little tiger is coming for your fingers. Yeah. Salem says naughty Emma. Yeah. Well, Salem's met Emma. Emma's hissed at Salem. In person. Emma's done a... The kittens are great, actually, because kittens are kind of robust. They're a bit like, why is that big cat hissing at me? Oh, never mind. Right, what am I doing with the rest of my day? They're kind of like really quite robust. We could learn a lot from kittens. We could all be a bit just, you know... I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm trying to make an analogy from kittens being hissed at by Emma. Put more antibiotics and plasters on the shopping list. I wish there was a more, I guess, ethical way to do this, but I have bandage, I have plasters on Amazon. Subscribe and save. It's not really because of the cats, although yeah, sometimes. It's, you know, just accidents and stuff and cuts and things. Fresh one today. Some more cuts here. I'm not like physically abused or anything. I just sort of damage myself a lot. It's okay. It's like I haven't been diving for such a long time, but you know, on the dive boat, if anybody spots like some blood or something, it's like it's obviously me. It's just like I've never seen anyone else get hurt as much as me. Like, well, I have actually. Some people have gotten really hurt, but like I mean, like just knocks, bangs, scrapes, that stuff, kind of minor stuff, you know. Stuff that a bit of salt water kind of helps. I used to have movement plasters a few years back. It was sad when I ran out. I don't know that I'd be able to get... I think that'd be too expensive for me. To have any sort of branded plasters. I use a lot. Where were we at? Oh yeah, Love on the Spectrum. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I just... You know, maybe I'll make a video about it, maybe I won't. I've got nothing planned, but honestly, at the end of the day, platitude, but it's gonna be gross. Oh, man. It's like, I don't know if any of you know are really aware or not. I did make a video going into it, but effectively, Love on the Spectrum is it has been a fantastic way to launch the social media careers of some of the parents. I'm looking at Connor and Tanner's family here on this one, and the way that they talk about their boys, I suppose, is as though they're 5-year-old boys. And it's gross. And like, I appreciate the culture is different. I'm British. I'm not whatever part of America these folks are from. But it's really gross. It's like maximum infantilization. You couldn't be more infantilizing. I find that gross. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think like I really love how Tanner presents, and I literally there's zero critique. I think they've chosen some amazing cast. They're obviously generally everyone comes from fairly wealthy families in general on Love on the Spectrum, because it's not an opportunity most folks could access if they were to spread the net wide. But yeah, gross. The mental age theory thing is not acceptable. It's not a thing that's used anymore. In fact, you can spot a bad psychologist when they start talking about mental age of blah 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 blah, because it's not the case at all. Yeah, wow. In fact, another thing that's kind of weird, the halo effect. Like people ascribe more intelligence to, for example, if you are conventionally more attractive, or if you present well, or your communication skills. People kind of ascribe other positive attributes to you, and the same, unfortunately, negative going the other way as well. And if you are non-speaking, this society sucks. I'm not saying like that's going to be everyone's experience, but the assumption that, oh, you must be stupid, you must be blah blah, mental age of 4 or whatever, and it's not the case. It's not the case at all. I wish that Love on the Spectrum showed autistic adults without such support systems in place. Yes. I go by my Spotify age, 24. My grand state of mind, yeah. Okay, I think I can't remember what they said I was, and I'm intending to move away from Spotify at some point. What are you doing? Oh, this is Sabes. This is Saber. Yeah, what do you think of Love on the Spectrum, Saber? You eated it. It is not wise, is it? It is not appropriate. It's Uncle Sabes. He's a good boy. This is my familiar. Saber is partly responsible for my lack of sleep, by the way. He cuddles me, and sometimes he gets a bit like, because he goes to give me a hug and stuff, and he'll like grab me with his claws and Sabes. We also have Princess Polly of Fluffy Butt Castle over here. Okay. Saber says not enough cats on Love on the Spectrum. What about Cats on the Spectrum? I would watch the hell out of that show. If we had a Cats on the Spectrum show, I would watch a hell of a lot. Tanner, Connor. I've said my piece already. I don't want to sort of reflect on it too much because it's sad. If a lot of it feels really sad to me. And I know that they're okay. From Mike, you could film Cats on the Spectrum. Could I? Okay, this is Dottie. Stop swearing, mate. So rude. Wait. Dot. All right. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye. Hydra, you raised a... Yeah, you teach her to behave, Hydra. Wait, Emma, that's just Emma. The growling here is Emma being Emma. This is just what Emma does. Emma has a free pass, sort of. Emma currently has an exclusion zone around her. There's easily a foot around Emma. No, Emma! That's Ferret! Leave her alone! She's just a kitten. Yes, I'm here to worship the Emma. Sorry, everyone. Just need a moment here to placate my feline overlord. Be good, Emma. Be good. Okay, where were we? So, where were we? If you said something recently, we need to... 18 new cats have entered the bungalow. Yeah. I mean, look, there's so much potential for drama there, right? Mike, I advise you to go diving if you're able, Mike. You missed it between the lots renting and the cantankerous cats. Ah, yeah, Miss Pat. I want to. Unfortunately, currently I can't. But that is not forever. It's just going to be like that until at least June. Maybe June I can be cleared to go diving again. Emma, just why are you Emma? Let's just say though he's not going near you or anything. Emma's really wound up today. I don't know what the deal is. Like, 3 of the cats are about to encounter a mirror for the first time. Mike's the show. I was locked in a bungalow with hundreds of cats. J, how's your eye, Mike? I had an appointment today with the NHS and they said surgery wait list is over 2 years long. But it's okay because they put me on the emergency urgent list, which is 6 months long. Needless to say, I'm not waiting that long. I'm going. I'm going to make a video about it, obviously. So I have filmed regarding my own health dramas. I have actually kind of sort of documentary style filmed myself along the way. Basically, I'm an unusual case. So that's why it's been interesting from a medical perspective. This is why I've had so many tests. It's why I've been to so many hospital appointments and things. I have an unusual issue. Yeah. So yeah, an expensive, unusual issue. I feel like Gale from Waterdeep, having to consume magical items to stay alive. That's effectively it, if any of you are BG3 players. But yeah, I have an expensive issue which should be resolved soon-ish. Unfortunately, I have a lot of medical appointments on Tuesdays. And Tuesdays, it's not a great day for this. Tuesday's not a good day for medical appointments. Anyway, where was I at? Yeah, so anyway, I'll make content about it because there are some fascinating and useful stories in here. There's tons of useful shit for everyone. Stream from the hospital. I have 2 surgeries booked, sort of. Yes. I'm pushing things as much as possible, but obviously it's taken up a huge amount of my time in terms of research and stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, I've been a super unusual case. I don't know what the 1 in blah 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 number is, but it's really high. Yeah, I'll explain it all. I think it will be interesting. It will be interesting. There will be a YouTube video. You can drop it. I did a video having kidney stones. Amazing. Honestly, I think it helps to share some of these experiences. It helps people, gives comfort for people going through some of the things. It's also fascinating and interesting. It's also, I don't want to say entertainment, but sort of edutainment, I guess. It's okay. Your health comes first to show from Wednesday here. This is kind of a slight plan. You're a bit ahead of me there, Miss Pat. There might be a Wednesday stream. So moving in towards Easter, the streams might have to change from Tuesday to maybe Thursday or something, or possibly Wednesday. So yeah, we'll do. I'll do my best, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, I want to put together a YouTube video and storify it. It helps me to think things through as well. Thank you, Polly. Like, this chair is... I got this chair from a business going out of business like 20 years ago. It's a really old chair. And I got it for I can't remember how much I paid, but it wouldn't have been more than $40, honestly. It was a business that just went out of business. And I've always wanted one of these Herman Miller chairs, and they're so good. They're so good. These Herman Millers are amazing. The new ones are they're crappy. I've sat in them in other people's offices, but these ones, these old style things. I can't stream things. No. You see, this is why I need to announce things properly. No, yes. Around Easter time, the stream might have to change because I've got some stuff on Tuesdays. That's all. Yes, the problem with Mike's medical appointments on Tuesdays. Yeah, it's made me laugh because it's like local hospital stuff is like Tuesdays, and then like away it's been like Tuesdays as well. So it's like, okay, don't pick on my Tuesday. Don't pick on my Tuesdays. I like my Tuesdays. I'm not so fond of other days of the week, but Tuesdays, I like my Tuesdays. Please stop it. The Bilbo Baggins song. Oh, thanks, Hydra. Okay, let me just. There lived a creature. Don't get copyright struck by whoever owns the copyright of that weird song. It's Bilbo, Hydra, Anna Ferret, cutest little ferret of them all. It's Anna Ferret. I'm sorry, so some of you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, and for you, you're blessed. Right, yeah, anyway. This season, 3 new love-seeking singles join the series. Okay, it's got 3 people in it. 3 new people in it. The pressure's on. That's what autistic people need, by the way. I just want to say this. The pressure of dating. What can make it better? Everybody perceiving them. Hundreds of thousands of people perceiving them. That... I wish them well with their dates that everybody's gonna watch. And the most awkward moments are gonna be amped up. Other than that though, okay. 3 returning couples will also be featured in season 4 as they deepen their bonds, from celebrating anniversaries to sharing holidays together, even venturing overseas. April 1st. Wow. Can you explain perceiving, please? Yeah, I can, Autism Addict. I can, yes. So it's like being on the toilet and then having somebody watching you. That sort of feeling of sort of, it almost feels invasive. It almost feels inappropriate. But that can often, a lot of people can feel like that. And I'm not talking about like main character syndrome where people feel like everyone's watching them and stuff, spotlight effect, that's a whole other thing. But a lot of neurodivergent people often feel this sense of being perceived and try and avoid it. Or maybe perhaps you're at school or at work or whatever, you're trying to avoid bullies or cantankerous characters. Maybe it's something like that too. So there's a number of different reasons why people feel the whole perception thing. I can assure you, talking to cameras and then sticking it on YouTube and hoping lots and lots of people see it is a very, very weird mixed bag of feelings. Right. How is Love on the Spectrum made? With participants' own voices driving their stories. Fair enough. Yeah, Love on the Spectrum is a celebration of humanity in all of its complexity. This season continues the series' distinctive approach of crafting gentle, joyful, and respectful portraits of neurodivergent individuals navigating the universal experience of love. Well, it's not necessarily universal, I guess, but curious about the team behind the series. Click here, blah, blah, blah. Right, April 1st then. April the 1st. How Love on the Spectrum crafted its most intimate season yet. Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, interesting, right? Okay, let me transition again. Must miss TV for me. Okay, how's it made of cheese? Not fun, especially if dating sounds scary. My husband and I met at work, and our first date was him teaching me to play poker at his apartment, followed by me watching him play at a nearby casino for hours. Oh wow, okay, interesting. Playing poker like competitively, I think is scary. That's kind of, you know what I mean? Isn't it interesting, isn't it? I have hypervigilance, but did some therapy stuff. Yeah. Wow, okay. A hippie festival where you didn't have to wear clothes. Interesting. Am I banned, says Layla P? No! Why are people like fretting about messages? What's going on? If you're talking about this thing up here, this is just a little script. I make no, there's no guarantee of quality with respect to this thing. Okay? But with respect to YouTube, YouTube does YouTube things sometimes. I think there's more LGBTQ plus couples in the Australian one. There's been one on the US Netflix. And it was just a passing thing. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, there's been one passing gay couple in Love on the Spectrum season 3. The first one, I think, of the US side. I don't know. I think it's also partly the infantilization thing that I personally find a bit annoying, but I guess I put my personal feelings to one side a little bit. There's, regarding the chat messages, by the way, there's nothing from my side or Mod's side to see like what that is. What has happened in the past is that YouTube has like auto modded sort of thing. They were just hiding people's comments, which was weird. They're not doing that now. I don't see any issue. It all looks completely normal. There's whole seasons of this show. Oh no, Karen, no. Oh my goodness, no, whole seasons. You could binge this until you literally vomit. You could watch you could watch Love on the Spectrum as a endurance event. Do you know what? That might even be a good charity thing. Emma, it's just Hydra, baby. It's just a look. How can you be angry with this? How is this upsetting you, Emma? Emma, why? Sorry, Hydra. Emma, what's with your behavior today? Emma is like personified, or YouTube's playing with censoring. It could be, yeah. I don't know. I've got no clue. And to be fair, you know, even if you are a massive YouTuber, right? The interesting thing with YouTube is, even if you are, sorry, butthole. Even if you are a massive YouTuber, like huge, I think, you know, notable exceptions are Mr. Beast or whatever. But even if you have millions and millions of subs, Gibson followed by Stotty. What is wrong with everyone today? Polly. Is it Polly or Gib? Polly. What is wrong with the world? Is there something in the water? What's going on? Why is there so much nervous energy everywhere? What is happening? Morton Inky Cap, how are you doing? How is your day? Hello. It seems voyeuristic. Yeah. It feels like we're waiting and watching to observe these young couples being intimate with each other. And I don't like that. I'm not a prude, but I don't want to watch people. It's not like it's part of a story or it's part of like a movie or something. Do you know what I mean? But the other thing I find, I think my biggest distaste though is the infantilization. It's the idea that you've got these, you know, I'm going to paraphrase now. Don't quote me. This is not exactly. Don't be super. I mean, I'm being literal, but you can't like just take a few words. You have to do the whole thing. Okay. Lots of semicolons here, not full stops. Ready? But it's like they're being portrayed as children, and they're talking about sex, and I find that really uncomfortable. Like, so they put on the chintzy music, lots of little baby animals, blah, 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 blah. You know, mental age of 5, I'm using with big quotation marks because that's a terrible thing to say, right? and then they're going to be talking like, oh, one day I want to have sex with, and it's like that's why I find it. I think ultimately that's my biggest single issue with Love on the Spectrum, is that they frame them like children. They are, and of course I'm not alone in saying that. There's all the media covering Love on the Spectrum is how wholesome and gentle and kind and lovable everyone is, and blah, blah, blah. They're using words to describe how 12-year-olds are, and it's like, please don't do that. They're adults. So I think they need to make a couple of decisions. They need to decide, is this a show about infantilizing autistic people, in which case they're going to hold hands and isn't that going to be coy and lovely, or they're going to go the other way and say, okay, this is a series about autistic sex workers, for example. Like, where are they? They're trying to straddle these lines, and I feel like they're making content for no one except for maybe neurotypicals who are interested in watching neurodivergent people have sex. I think that's a fair analysis, but my view is that the infantilization is too strong. It needs to be, these are adults. I'm glad. Sorry, I haven't looked at all the chat. I can't read chat and rant at the same time. It's so. What's happening with the buttholes? Why obsessed with buttholes? Was it Hydra's thing? The sexy infantilization is this. Yeah, I know. I think. You'd never have two neurotypicals sitting on a bench as adults with this voiceover, sultry voiceover kind of thing, and sometimes it feels like you're watching them with like a telephoto lens, because they're having an intimate moment on a park bench, talking about how they feel their future romance lives, their love lives, whatever is going to go. They're having these sort of conversations, and it's like, but here we have a neurotypical hiding in a bush, filming them with a telephoto lens, like a paparazzi. It's like this is an invasion of privacy. I feel like we're invading their privacy. Like, if we're going to talk about their dating lives, and talk about their dating lives, and they talk about their dating lives, and everyone goes home. But it's a bit more than that, and that's a big line for me. It feels weird, and I have very few lines really in that respect. Season 5 berated by Sarah Attenborough. Yeah, here we see two adults, and they're going to squish their mouth parts together with lots of lip smacking sounds. Isn't that gross? But they're also children, so. Yeah, that's right. The issue. The second issue I've got is the parents, like trying to launch influencer kind of careers off the back of their children, which is also double gross because it's a massive conflict of interest. Because if your income requires you to have your adult son, adult daughter be a perpetual child. As in framing, I don't mean anything to do with how the autistic person is and blah, blah, blah. Plushies, for example, blah, blah, blah. I think are great fun for adults. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't see anything infantilizing about the plushies, blah, 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 blah. But it depends on the framing. It's entirely about the framing. This is why when I made my plushie video, I'm talking about World War I and the teddy bears. I'm talking about my dad. My dad went to war with a plushie. In fact, his whole company went to war with plushies. Like, where are we going with this? Like, but sometimes plushies in Love on the Spectrum are often given this is a child. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, fuck off. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Thank you. It just annoys me. So I'm like, my Manta has had many compliments. Charlie, I want to hear all of them. I think we need a Manta fam. Carry on. Does your Manta have a name yet? I think plushies are great. And do you know what? Most people, there's no big drama about plushies, by the way. I don't detect it. I don't see a big sort of neurotypical gaze kind of. I don't. But when it's framed as like This is a child. Blah blah blah. It's so frustrating. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at with Love on the Spectrum. God knows if you comfort plushies, even ignoring comfort plushies, just you know, even collections, even it's great. Well, like, like, stop making value judgments. It annoys me, and I'm not trying to be all policing and whatever, blah blah blah. And I guess I am just here whinging. I guess I'm just whining to a camera. I guess I'm just whining. Everyone needs a good whine now and again. It's perfect, normal part of human experience. But yeah, Love on the Spectrum can. Is it going to be better though? This season, I thought I'd let you know, right? Love on the Spectrum, this season. Are we ready for this? Because this is genuinely good. When they put out the casting calls, do you know what they said? Listen, come close, come close. This is genuinely good. I'm not even being weird and neuroperverted about this. I'm being serious. They have offered to pay the cast. Netflix. They have offered to pay the cast. I don't know how much. It could be 10p. It could be a voucher to build a bear. Who knows? But they have. It was on the casting call sheets. Okay, this season, the exploitation is less. Isn't that cool? Holy shit. I just right, but like, yeah. So actually, that's positive. Probably, maybe, possibly. Who knows? 3 couples know. Plus the pre-existing cast who are invited back will know. And we don't know. I could start a High on the Spectrum podcast. Indeed. Do you know what? I might have to do a Love on the Spectrum video. When's it coming out? 1st of April. Oh, sorry, I've got a bunch of videos to make. Actually, I've done a whole. It's hard to explain. I'm huffing and puffing a lot here. I'll explain it later. I think it's an interesting angle. Am I oversharing? Maybe. Yeah, 2 weeks. It's out in 2 weeks. Oh, good. Excellent. I can come back from the hospital and watch Love on the Spectrum. I think hey, folks. If you don't hear from me by the 2nd of April, that's when to start getting worried. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make jokes. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna need to top up my tea. Am I correct to do an ABA course? Of course. You have to do Love on the Spectrum episode. I've already done one. Automatic. Love on the Spectrum season 3. I sat down and watched the whole thing. And it was really uncomfortable. I really didn't like it. It felt like being forced to watch a football match. It might not be true for all of you. My dad would love it, but not for me. Might see a return of Neuroperversity Man. Oh, Autism Addict. I think it's one of my better videos, honestly. Actually, I think my my Love on the Spectrum video is one of my better ones. Yeah, go have a look. ABA Survivor. Oh my god. Oh, oh, that's cursed. Oh my god, that's cursed. That is absolutely cursed. Layla P. WCF, what's the point of writing when I can't keep a message up? It is there. I've just read it back to you. There may be issues with YouTube being YouTube and stuff vanishing and stuff. In fact, I actually... I see a message in the chat. Scrolly chat. If I do some bone dry sarcastic narration, I'd 100% watch. Well, I have done a video already. If you haven't seen it already. Yes, you're going to be nervous, Mike. I was nervous having a freaking colonoscopy. Yeah, I would be too. Miss Pat, I have to say this. There's a meme I've seen on the internet. And I need to share it all with you, but it's cursed. So, I don't want to say look away, but I'll just describe it to you. It's one of the dinosaurs from A Land Before Time. That's it. And the meme is, if you know what this is, it's time to book your colonoscopy. If that was a childhood movie of yours and you haven't, you have to book your colonoscopy. Yeah, it just, yeah. I don't know what to say. We should do a 2-minute break, I think. YouTube app has also had updates, so that might be some bugs. Oh, definitely, yeah. Oh, if any of you are having issues with the chat, let us know if it's YouTube app or if it's web. Mike, just wondering, would you be okay letting someone in on the loop how things are going? What are we talking about? We're talking about me, my health issues at the moment. Yes. In fact, I've talked about it during after parties. But yeah, I will. My actual plan is to dump all the details, believe it or not. You know, it's kind of weird because, like, in terms of like privacy and privacy lines, there are obviously boundaries, but it's kind of an interesting whole thing to think about too. It's a whole entire kettle of fish, right? So like Nina's hand, for example, like people keep saying like bring her in on content and stuff, and it's like, well, she can't because of her current job, her current role. Then there's also like my son as well, something that, well, he's not involved in my YouTube, so it's kind of his privacy. I'm not like one of those parents posting like stuff about their kids or whatever online, you know. So it's kind of that, right? Which also kind of makes sense. Then it's more of a content planning angle than a I'm stressed and worried, but I am anxious, obviously. I am not keen on scalpels. But then the flip side is also like, also it's also worth pointing this out too, is that I don't know who's watching, and there's people out there that hate me, right? So there's that angle as well. So I'm also a little bit like cautious there too. Then there's like so many different angles. New video trend, get colonoscopy with me. This is my colon. And then here's a trigger warning. You know, if graphic images upset you, stop watching 10 seconds ago. Mild reference to my ABA video where I didn't do content warnings very well. Hey Jansen, how's it going? In the midst of getting settled into a new country, VPN's been helpful. Yeah, VPNs are amazing. YouTube gets a bit weird with VPN sometimes. It tells me this content's not available in your country, or it says, please stop using a VPN. And it's weird because there'd be no reason not to use a VPN, especially if I'm not ad blocking. I'm just using a VPN for a different endpoint. Yeah, 5 things that will ruin your colonoscopy. Colonoscopy changed my life. Colonoscopy, sponsored by Balesa. Did I ever mention a feeling perceived? Sorry about the butt stuff. No. It was purely a comment about age as opposed to a comment about butts. My autistic bowels and why they need help. What you can learn from your autistic bowels. Content creation in quotation marks. Is the prep that gets gruesome viewed? I've not had the pleasure of a colonoscopy, but I'm aware of the meme, the land before. Get a mic from the inside. No offense to Paul, but quote unquote, autism from the inside. No? Autism from the inside? No? Okay, I'll stop. Bowels everyone's system. It is. It's actually very important. Bowels, urology, the whole thing is actually very important. And, but if I ever did a colonoscopy video, it'd be autism from the inside. Yeah. Was it sponsored by Alyssa? Yeah. Process mic. Yeah. I'm a terrible YouTuber, honest to God. The 43 laws of colonoscopies. I love your title generation. Everyone is so creative. I love how creative everyone in the community is. Watch Cats in the Bungalow as they hold intervention for the only one still refusing a colonoscopy. The box never lies. Aww. It's true actually as well, by the way, regarding cats, is like you can pick up on some health issues from cat poo, you know, so humor is a very healthy coping mechanism. Bum and butt are filtered words, but you just dropped them. They're not filtered by me, by the way. Let me know if it's still the case. I think it probably is. But subscriber only chat mode is on, meaning you have to be subscribed to the channel for 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is reasonable. I think like internet trolls won't hang around for 10 minutes to drop their amazing... Not that I really give a shit about trolls and stuff now, but like they can like be quite disruptive. Do people see my messages still? Yeah, Layla. Yep. The other thing is, even if in fact you're a terrible YouTuber, as indifferent is what makes you so interesting. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I kind of like it's trying to find that balance between like making YouTube happy and then just making video content. But yeah, I mean, like let's say YouTube isn't a thing in the future. I'll be doing this somewhere else. As simple as that. You know, like I'm not saying that is what's going to happen or anything like that. It's just that's how things are. Layla is being very perceived right now. Look for my new poetry chat book this spring. Cats and colonoscopies. Yeah, Layla, what was your original message about before we got to the you're not seeing my messages? YouTube can't be happy, it's not an animal. Well, indeed. Well, I mean, I say it in an anthropomorphized manner. Do people see the messages disappear upon posting? No. YouTube is being weird right now. That's evident. It's happening to too many people from too many countries. That there's definitely a thing going on right now on the platform. The problem is there's no real service status page for YouTube. The only thing you've got to go on is people posting on social media, or there is a YouTube creator forum. I forget the URL for it, but you can Google for it. Where people will post has anyone else experienced this today? And I feel like YouTube should be a bit more like, okay, we're doing this now. This might affect this. As opposed to YouTube will quite like, you know, they literally do break things. So they will like unplug stuff or whatever. You know, they post the production without testing properly. Like, yeah, who knows? They test in prod. Some of you know what I mean. Princess. She can't hear me. She's deaf. This is the problem with being a white cat. Yes. Yes. Oh, a new thing with Polly, by the way. A new way to summon Polly is to start the vacuum cleaner. Because Polly's been vacuumed quite a few times recently, and she loves it, just for the avoidance of doubt. Peter, don't come after me. Polly, she can kind of pick up on the vibrations. So she's kind of chasing the vacuum cleaner. The other cats are like, "Ugh, no, get me away." And Polly's like, "What's that vibration? I love that vibration." And like, "Come and vacuum me." It's really weird. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. If I started a vacuum cleaner in here now, most of the cats would be gone, except for Polly, who'd be like, "I love this." My dogs hate the vacuum. Yeah, same here. They absolutely hate it. In fact, if they see it or they perceive it might be coming, they're gone. They're really annoyed. But yeah, she loves it. Does Polly ever meow? Yeah, she does. She does. Do you want to say anything, Polly, if I pick you up? Will you talk? No, I'm irritating her now, so she might go meh at me, but she's got a weird meow. But yeah, she does. She sheds a lot. We've had the windows and doors open all day to get that, you know what I mean? Because it's been really windy, but it's been quite a pleasant day. Cold, but pleasant-ish. So we've had the windows open and stuff to get, to help get to defur the house. We're testing in production, Yannicka. You know this well. Vacuum Vibes, not sponsored by Vanessa. Look, if anybody's going to make a waterproof vacuum, it will be Balessa. Like, if any company's going to do it, they'll do it. And if they do, I will buy one and I will take it into the sea. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into the sea. I so am. I might just have to go for a little splash when the weather's nice. I had a girlfriend decades ago that had a cat that totally loved to be vacuumed. Assuming that none of that is a euphemism, yeah, I can completely relate to that because this one loves to be vacuumed. She loves a... I did it live, right? May or may not make the after party. I hope, Ashley, you are well and happy, and I hope to catch up with you on the Discord. I have been... Well, obviously, I'm active on the Discord, as in, like, I'm there. Not that I'm necessarily posting all the time. But, yeah, the last few weeks have been an absolute bloody nightmare for me. Yeah. Look, put it this way. I've had friends message me, and I haven't gotten back to them. I mean... Even like Jen and Quinn, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry. I apologize for... I'm not ignoring you. I'm not being a terrible person on purpose. I'm very aware that I have even like messages from like content creator friends and I still haven't got back to them. Like it's just... yeah, life has been an absolute nightmare. Weirdly. Having said that, I have recorded a lot of it to make content. So there is that angle, which is weird. I know, it's weird. But yeah, there is that angle too. You need some kind of silent hoover. Literally a cheap robot vacuum. Grab one, Charlie, secondhand, whatever. It can be noisy, it can be rattly. You just have to go outside while it's running. You run this thing and just leave. And then it's silent as far as you're concerned. It's if a tree falls down in a forest, does it make a noise? It's that kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah, Robovax a bit quieter. You could even, yeah, Nikki's already well ahead of me. Oh, Nikki. I'll go get Jasper. Let's do a 2-minute break and I'll come back with Jasper. Boom, boom, boom. Make tea. Hang on. Let me just...
You were
No,
neurodivergent.
not you.
I like to
No,
touch them.
not you. These buttons are so hard to press. What the hell's going on? You. 2 minutes. no way can I make tea in a mere 2 minutes. I already had a hot tea out there, so I now have hot tea. Sorry. I know, 2 minutes is tough. Oh, I didn't get the cat. Sorry. With respect to Love on the Spectrum. Maybe this is more your vibe. This reminds me of when you play Sims 3 and a pregnant Sim is listening to... Okay, give me a sec. I promised Jasper, didn't I? I'll go get Jasper. Hang on. I can't tell what these buttons are. I've kind of got an idea because I've arranged the icons in certain patterns. So I know certain patterns mean certain music. Right. Thank you. No, I know that Salad Finger starts with silence as well. That's on purpose. Right, let me go get the big cat.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push the pause for relief.
No big cat for you. He's he's on top of the fridge, and I went to pick him up, and he ran into his bed that's on top of the fridge, and I can't hoik him out of it because he's very big, and it's a big fridge, and he's right at the back of it on his bed. So he's back there. This is where he lives. He's a fridge cat. It's kind of like, he's not a grouch because he's not grouchy, but you know how Grouch has got the dustbin in Sesame Street? He's got the top of the fridge. I've heard the vacuums don't need to be that loud. They're loud because people think the sound indicates good suction. This is partly true, isn't it? Well, I mean, you know, one way or the other, it's definitely a psychological effect.
Be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do.
Saber's very chill today. I don't know what the deal is.
Be the cat in the sun.
Why are you so chill today? Why are you're suspiciously chill? What are you
Cat
plotting?
in the sun.
What's he plotting? He's plotting something. This is for everyone that thought that the maybe he's sleepy. He quite possibly is a bit sleepy, to be honest. He is possibly a bit sleepy. Gone. He's here. This is his space. He lives here. He lives in these few inches here. He's staring into our souls. He is.
Stretch out. Lean back.
He looks like the meme cat with the nail file. Layla, I know exactly the one you mean. I love the nail. I love the meme cat with the nail file looking looking kind of threatening. Toast Doodles catch you with nips. She's still got Vappy immediately after. Saber showing off his human stream. Yeah, Sabes, can I help you? Oh, thank you. Headbutt. Good boy. Sabes thinks the live stream is called Humoring Your Human. Do you know, it wouldn't surprise me. The live stream, this is weird, right? But the live stream has created rituals with the cats. Like Catmageddon was never a thing before the stream, and now the cats expect it. If the bell gets touched, or well, actually that's not true because we did use the bell to train them. But like, the cats know certain patterns, and they've adjusted to, you know, setting up a live stream. It kind of makes them alert. Right. I was going to do a bit of Infinite Craft, but Infinite Craft is going to take too long, so we'll do it another time. Yes. This is the point of the stream where I just stare and read the chat because my brain is empty. What did I miss? Nothing? I think I've read everything now. No, not everything, but you know. Polly, lover of vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes only. Cats are very routine orientated. They are. But like the routines are not like schedules. Well, they can be, but you know, there's something that activates them. Hello, empty brain. I'm in chat. Really, won't you feed us the tension? Yeah, I think so. Kitty in the garden. I think there's an element of that. Like they know, like this is when extra treats might get dispensed. They know. It's really weird. I randomly heard your ending video on another video and my brain got so confused. What video was it, Charlie? Because like I wasn't, obviously other people can use the same music, but like I wasn't aware of it, so it seemed like not used because there's certain like tracks that get used a lot. And I thought, oh my god, this is perfect. Decided to reorganize my Pokemon cards so less chatty. They're all sheep, pa. How much reorganization is required? They're all the woolly one. Using eye cream on sore nose. Emma? Yeah, Emma's a lot happier now. Elise Rose Crochet uses some of them. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's kind of like a little bit of, you know, we're kind of adjacent in that respect. It's all right, fair enough. What? What? Oh, I forgot you're a good cat. You're a good Emma. No, you'd never be mean. You'd never do anything wrong. No, you're not feisty at all. Everything's lovely in the world. Oh, you're so lovely and cute. Everything's wonderful. Look. Everything's perfect now. I heard the end song in another video too. Twilight Zone vibes. No way. Do you know what? If I heard the music on another YouTube video, it would be weird. It would mess with my head. What? Yeah? I don't know if you guys can hear this. Happy purrs. Yeah. Oh, the demon has gone. Temporarily. She doesn't know she's NT, but she has ADHD vibes. Who's that? What, Emma? Or... That's just a thingy that measures how smooth her crochet hooks are. There's a big... I have to always remember never to offend the crochet people. After Hank Green's thing. Look. Look. See, she's so happy. I'll give her a cuddle now. See? Wouldn't harm a fly, this one. Nice knowing you all. Emma! Can you please go that way? Emma, go that way. Okay. Ah, phew. Okay. Oh, right. I am now free. I'm now free of the Emma. Ah, the crafter's shop. Mmm. Knitters are pointy needles. Hank Green's thing was about knitting, like knitting, crochet, same thing. And still can't build a machine to crochet. Yeah, indeed, right? Well, same one actually. That's how you get cancelled. Oh. I thought about saying it before saying it. I thought about it. Yeah. Nooking. Knit shit. Exactly, yeah. Well, Claire's not here. You crochet people are powerful. Yeah, this is true. I leapt out of bed to my computer to reply. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, Happy St. Patrick's Day. I would think it is St. Patrick's Day. I'll just go with it. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Don't diss the now bind is the brutal. I don't even know what that is. I know next to nothing about crochet does what get cancelled or pulled out. That's really funny. That's really funny. That's really funny. I think Claire's not here right now. No, Claire's busy. Claire's okay. I wouldn't want to offend Claire. She's part of the wool army. In knitting, you get dropped. I see. I know enough to know that's a funny pun. I don't. Nalvinding. I've never even heard of that before. I probably just said a swear word in a foreign language. Right, I lost video. Off this thread while I walk away. See, this is okay. I'm not nervous at all. It's not Autism Speaks you should be worried about. It's the knit one, don't cross stitch in time. Don't double cross the crocheters. I only got into crochet 2 years ago. Did not think it'd be my thing at all. It's great for ADHD. Would recommend. Yeah, cool. I love the stuff people make with crochet. I'm referencing the the Hank Green comments, which upset a lot of knitters. And thank you everyone for explaining that to me as well, because I didn't follow it. All I knew was that there was a big fallout. And it's really funny to me, but like, that's funny. It just amused me. I know what you're referencing. Yeah, It's just, it properly amused me. It was just really funny. In fact, some of you have crocheted me things. I have a few crochet things. I have some knitted things as well. I have some handmade beautiful things. Thank you very much. I agree. Knitting is simple, but don't make me try it. It looks hard. A flock of knitters. Sorry, I'm just enjoying reading the chat. All the time for all the other stuff he's done there. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Hang. Yeah, but at some point I'll pitch him a video idea. I just need to think of something big enough to warrant his interest. There's always something. There's like, there's tons of ideas. I just need something that's grand enough to pique his interest and also potentially possible without being silly. The ABA video was silly. I didn't need to do all of that. I could have just made a video, just a standard one. Or is it a murder of knitters? It's a stab of knitters, I think. I think that's what they call their cells. The knitting terrorist cells. Stained glass? Enjoy crochet but get too ambitious and leave half of my project for 6 months. It takes so long. Oh yeah, I'm like that about everything too. I get you. I would probably as well. John Green streaming, playing Red Dead Redemption 2 in a moralistic way. Okay, there's a challenge there. Scars of Fun is much faster than just a rectangle. I love knitting graffiti. How do you knit graffiti? The militant arm of the knitting group. There's a reason why knitting needles aren't allowed on airplanes anymore. I think. Do you know what? Actually, knitting on an airplane is a great way to pass the time. I think. I can't read on a plane. Like I have to do something. I can't read. There's just too much. Do you know what I mean? An airplane is the worst place to read, I think. There's just like the movement, the buffeting, the stuff, the smells, the movement, the blah, 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 blah. Can I get past you? Yeah, of course you can, blah, 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 blah. There's no like, I don't think you can read on a plane. Movies is fine. Yeah, you can do movies on a plane, but like actually doing something, like creating something. I've tried using a laptop as well on a plane. It's not really a thing. Like, yeah, best you can do is stick a film on, or like sometimes what I do whenever I'm traveling is I'll download YouTube videos, because you can do that if you've got premium. You can download YouTube videos and then watch them offline. Planes are for sleeping with music. Yes, I agree. Yes. Audiobooks for airplanes. Yes, 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 yes. You're making a knitting. You make a knitting project to put on top of things in public spaces. Oh, I've seen knitting stuff in public places. I've seen people. I've seen crochet in public places. Is that what that is? Like, like you get painted stones that people will leave in public places, and it's kind of like, oh wow, and you spot a stone and it's a bit happy. Well, I've seen knitting versions of that. Trees or fences and knitting and crochet. Yes, that happened here. And the council took it down. And that was really sad, because actually it was like really cool. That's like amazing. Even if it's only there like temporarily, like it's like, it's super pretty. I see crochet cats going to balls. Yes. I see tree trunk shrouded knitting. I've seen just like lampposts with knitting shrouds on. It looks cool. Knitted fire hydrant covers. Vests of public statues. Wow, okay, that's a big thing. Gorilla knitting. Yeah, I have seen it. There were crochet flowers on the chicken I sent you in Discord, mate, with a big silver one. If you look on the comb, you'll see flowers. Nice. I saw. I was lucky to be on a plane going east and enjoying the moon in a tiny strip under the clouds for hours. It was magical. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Not that it can't happen, because it can happen. It's just really unusual. It's just like, you don't see that every day, right? It's not normally like this, if you will. Yeah, I haven't seen a hydrant cozy, but I have seen knitting on the Isle of Man. I've just seen, like in town, I've just seen it like on lampposts and stuff. Yeah, gorilla knitting. I've seen that. That has happened here. It is a thing. In fact, there was a lamppost that had like knitting on it, like quite a lot. And that's cool. That should be encouraged. That is a proper good, cool thing. It's a happy, right? Because you're going about your day, and then all of a sudden you see something that's unusual and happy, and it lifts your spirits. I love it. I'm all for it. Gorilla knitting. I suppose where I'm going with it is the folks that are so organized in order to do the gorilla knitting. Maybe it's a threat. Maybe what they're saying is, we are everywhere. We have resources. Maybe it's a don't underestimate us. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I've got polyfluff. Polyfluff sticks to everything. Hydrant codes be dangerous. What if they got frozen off? Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they'll get whipped off or whatever. We're here and we have needles. Postbox different things, different countries. True. I used to belong to a guerrilla gardening group. Is that close enough? Guerrilla gardening's amazing. Over here, people have put like flowers in potholes sometimes as a protest to get, you know, like local government to fill in some potholes, that sort of thing. So yeah. I suppose it's kind of like wildflower seeding essentially kind of qualifies under guerrilla gardening. Maybe? Bunch of graffiti artists who told me I could paint on his wall too, as long as I didn't cover his work. All right, cool, nice. Get a moomin on there. Don't disappoint. A crochet moomin. Yeah, there's two groups of one piece of artwork. I've seen people put tree saplings in potholes. Wow. Mouche. Now I'm wondering why fire hydrant pipes don't freeze when pipes in houses do. Who says they don't freeze? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're made of different stuff. Some metal with a little bit of give to it. I guess steel. Steel has a bit of elasticity. But who knows? Someone knows. Someone out there knows. I don't. Oh, they do freeze here in Minnesota. Wow, yeah, you guys get proper freezing. We don't get like proper frozen stuff here. Like we do like ponds and stuff will freeze a bit. Obviously road surfaces and stuff will freeze, and frost is a thing. But we don't have we definitely don't have Canadian style like frozen stuff. That doesn't happen. I feel I should distribute Moomin stickers so you can vote from random places. Or like hydrate. I don't have enough hydrate stickers to do that. But yeah, I'd love to get some hydrate stickers on. Then people would blame me, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe no hydrates. Moomin stickers. Yeah, go for Moomins. I learned what a fire hydrant was from proving I wasn't a robot. Yeah, I know, Charlie. Isn't it funny? And like occasionally when it's like buses and then there'll be like, you know, the yellow school bus. But I know that one from The Simpsons. The sort of American sort of yellow school bus is kind of funny. Because like, it's obviously, yes, it's a bus, but it's unlike any buses that we have. So it's like, which ones of these are buses? Even capture is culturally biased. Oh yeah, it really is. A bit like rounds of Lice Swatter. Sometimes they get culturally biased as well. There's a popular round that occasionally plays, and it's like WWE or something. There were some kids in my school that were really followed WWE, the wrestling, or WWF, I think it was called at the time. But the only way you could watch it is if you had Sky TV, and Sky TV was like the Uber subscription service of the time. So yeah, unless you had Sky TV, you couldn't watch such things. And I remember seeing wrestling, and I'm like, what in the hell am I watching? We didn't have Sky. I'm like, I can't stop watching this. It's very entertaining. Years ago, I lived in Manchester. It got cold enough to freeze the water pipes to my block of flats once. It lasted days. And they had to hand out bottled water to local residents rather than fix the issue. Was it frozen bottled water, Chloe? Could you imagine? Our school buses were military green. When we saw a toy yellow school bus, we thought it was hilarious. They got the colour so wrong. Wow. Okay. We just had like normal buses, like standard buses, whatever the conventional bus was a school bus. The only thing with Moomin stickers is they're just too precious. It's hard to commit to using them. I know, you're right. I haven't stuck any of the holographic stickers on anything yet. Not even like my laptop. Like, my best friend has Sky, so we used to watch The Simpsons. Oh yeah, The Simpsons made its way eventually to like, quote unquote, standard TV in the UK. Like, I don't know when it was, but The Simpsons came over pretty quick. I remember The Simpsons in Germany on BFBS, British Forces Broadcasting Service, the one English-speaking channel. They probably also had Simpsons dubbed in German, to be fair. We used the normal public bus. The school kids rode free here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We just had like a standard bus. Except in Germany, where we had a standard bus, but it was only for the school, just for security, really. Same holographic stickers just sit on my desk. Yeah, they're right here. Like, they have literally not moved. Okay, this is here because this is the bead, the opalite bead. This is Ye's won this. This is going out to Ye's. Obviously not yet because postal services have not resumed. But yeah, I mean, I love these. I'm going to make a video about them. They'll be more prominent. I just haven't yet. Sabes, please don't touch. Sabes. So cool. Love it. Look at the colours. They all make me laugh, but this one really makes me laugh. Mr. Anna Ferret. This one's Guinevere. How pretty. This one's Appa. This is Maurice's little brother. Maurice's little bro. This one is Tosca. This is very Tosca. I need to show them with the proper light. Like you can see like the colors. They're so pretty. This one is Merlina. Which is very pretty, sitting in a palm tree. Those are really cool. I will show you how you can get your hands on them. In fact, some of you I already have. If you support the channel on Patreon, you get 1 or 2 of those stickers sent to you. Others will be available. I'll probably stick them on Ko-fi. If you actually want to buy them, you can buy them there, I think. Not yet, but if you wanted to, it'll just be cost price plus a bit of postage because they're so cool. But yeah, they are really, really pretty. I love them. They're really nice. And you can use them in Discord as Discord stickers too. The whole collection is in Discord as Discord stickers. But yeah, I mean, I've got so much to talk about, and there's so much to show, and there's so much to do, and there's so many things. And another weird one is reading scientific papers. Like, I hate the fonts, the layouts they use. Fortunately, I can zoom in, but like, yeah, reading is a bit difficult at the minute for obvious reasons. Yes. Fox Max Fox, that's very, very sad. Yeah, IRA bombings was definitely a feature of my childhood too. Yep. We're doing that, Mike. Try tiny writing pop-ups obscuring stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's so annoying. I have a win on Safari, which is the web browser I use the most, which just lets me use like reading mode. I've configured my reading mode, and I love that. So for quite a few sites, if I navigate to the BBC on my Mac, it just opens in reading mode. So it's just the text. It's none of the blah stuff everywhere. It's just and I can sort of zoom in and stuff, and it's my font, my spacing, blah blah blah, the way I want to read. But a lot of stuff is not great, and it kind of makes you reflect. If you ever have even a temporary disability, I suppose, physical one, it does give you like empathy for people that suffer more, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain. Read aloud is a lot harder academic papers. I can't do that. Like, yeah, no way. Like, it just, yeah, it is. It just, yeah, yeah, it makes it impossible to follow. I can't follow it if it's being read like that. I did read a book very recently. I don't want to talk about it just yet because the book hasn't been released. But I did read a book recently. I say read. I used an app on my phone to read it to me. So I converted, effectively, it sort of became an audiobook, and that works. So you can read, if it's just like a book, you can read that using some screen reader. That's okay. But like in academic papers, because of the way they're laid out and stuff, it's not friendly for that at all. Like at all. It's impossible. I ignore stats numbers unless I need them. Makes reading papers so much easier. I've developed some heuristics, some shortcuts for reading autism-related papers, which I've gone through on my channel a few times, and it's kind of tragic, really, when you think about it. But I think most autism papers should never be published. Like, they're just, a lot of them are no more than WordPress articles, really, like just some blog posts, effectively, or they're just wild with intentionally malicious. There's an awful lot of autism literature is like, it's just like full of viruses, you know. It's so much stuff out there that is intentionally designed to mislead you. That's just unbelievable, and I've never seen. I'm sure it exists in other places, you know, but I've never seen anything like it. Talking about Fallout? Oh, there's a new Fallout season on Netflix, which I haven't watched yet. But I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was quite good. If you have to read autism as a form of neurodivergence in the reverse paragraph. Yeah. Spend some time reading about behaviorism. That's my advice. Just from a what the fuck. Just do behaviorism. You can kind of ignore autism in that respect, although it gets mentioned a lot in behaviorism. Yeah. Well, I mean, schizophrenia, effectively. But even so, like, holy shit. New season's so good. I'm looking forward to it. New Vegas. I'm looking forward to it. Doing a dissertation on the subject of the article trickery. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even saying it like, oh, I'm a snowflake. I can't stand stuff that doesn't back up my opinion or whatever. It's not that sort of thing. It's just yeah, you'll see. I think particularly years ago when I was trying to figure everything out personally, I just, you know, I either thought, okay, I can't be autistic because I don't match this narrow definition set by Bernard Rimland, or the other viewpoint you can take is, I'm such a shithead. I must be such a fucking pathologically broken piece of shit. That's the other view you can take. But there's so much stuff that gets published purely to sell supplements or to sell like courses to parents. It's literally as irrational. Well, it's rational, I suppose, because it's intentional manipulation, the RFK type stuff. But like it's I've recently discovered the world of academic papers about the Moomins. Oh yeah. There's people that think they aren't snowflakes, they're multi-stangry snowflakes of all. Yeah, I suppose what I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to frame what I'm communicating or trying to communicate about autism literature. I feel like I'm communicating badly. Yeah, the three types, maybe this is a video, the 3 types of malware in autism literature. You've got the, you know, like I say, the refrigerator mothers, the Bernard Rimland era type nonsense, early autism speaks kind of spin-off stuff. Just fucking wild. Then you've got this other area of I had an autistic child in my clinic, and then by following my regimen of behavioral change, they eventually became non-autistic. You have that. Then you've got the other stuff, which is autistic people are all fucked up pieces of shit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So when you sort of land on this and you're trying to learn or you're trying to figure things out yourself, you go, it's so confusing. Oh, there's another type, which is, like I say, the intentional malware, which is we used this laboratory, which does bullshit tests. We used chelation therapy on this kid and don't do that. We used stem cell therapy on this kid. Don't do that either. We used, high doses of vitamin C, and like vitamin C is obviously amazing, but like, what the hell are you doing? You're poisoning a child. And then they became non-autistic again. There's that one. So, the intentional misleading is obviously gratuitous and ridiculous. Andrew Wakefield, his fraudulent paper from The Lancet in the 90s, that was effectively used. That falls into the fraudulent misleading category because it was to make money suing pharmaceutical companies. I'm not saying pharmaceutical companies are always good and whatever, and their products are made from unicorn tears, but what Andrew Wakefield did was fraudulent, legally fraudulent. I can say fraudulent. You can't sue me for it because it was fraudulent. But he's not alone. There are tons of other people that publish fraudulent stuff in the literature. Now, I've never seen that in computer science. Like, obviously there's like p-hacking and then people desperate and then like publication kind of mills and all this sorts of stuff, and you get all of that sort of stuff. Obviously academia is fucked up and it's just a mess, and then you have to pay loads of money to access papers and all of this sorts of stuff. Like, it's obviously an absolute mess. By the way, Sci-Hub is amazing, and you can also access papers by emailing authors sometimes. Sometimes authors have sent me papers, which is great. And there may or may not be Telegram channels where you can request papers from people. But I'm just saying, Snow Kitty, you don't need to worry if you can't keep up or whatever. There's no obligation. There's no obligation on you, and I hope you feel well, and I hope you are on fire in a good way very, very soon. Don't feel like you have to explain yourself is what I'm trying to say. This is not a job. Just take what you can and disregard the rest. It's okay. I don't want anyone to feel obligation. Like, I'd hate for people to feel like they're obliged in some respect. No one is obliged. Be free. Is what I'm trying to say. I want everyone to I don't want anyone to feel obligation, only because a million reasons. But yeah, the papers anyway. You don't see that sort of level of it's not corruption, is it corruption? But that level of pollution, I suppose, in other fields. I think. I don't know other fields. I don't know what I don't know. But autism research is just so polluted. When I started making my science debunking playlist, I had no idea. I just thought, oh my God, how did this one get past review? How did this one get published? How did this work? How did this happen? I thought it was like, the twin study, the autism reversal twin study. I thought, wow, how did that happen? It must have been a fluke. It's not a fluke. There's so much more. I could make, if I had the bandwidth and stuff and a big team, I could make a video every day like that. There's like so much. There's so much. Oh, and by the way, if keeping pace with the chat is a concern for anyone, yeah, you're gonna have to get over that real fast because I haven't kept up with the chat. I've got it in front of me in really big print. I have two chats. I have big print chat here, and I have little print chat. You guys have little print chat, but it's probably closer to your faces over there. Of Sabine Hofstadter. Oh, Moonlight. Oh, it's funny you should mention Sabine. Hint, hint. Mike, see my comment above? I literally can't. Authority overreach. The other half of it is normative bias. Yeah, and I think there are a lot of people who genuinely want to. There is an overwhelming amount of bad medical research. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, I know. Charlie, I really want to be able to find just research on twins, but every time I try and find specifics, it's just normal studies that use twins as a methodology. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get that. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? I'll think about it. I don't know, like, yeah. No. It's an interesting problem. It's like, how do you find? Let me flip it around a tiny bit and go. Where are all the autistic researchers researching things other than autism? That's where they are. It's like, Nikki has offered to help you. That's amazing. Yeah, Nikki is in a great place to be able to do that. That's really kind of you, Nikki, on Charlie's behalf. There you go. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you were to search for like twins or twin studies or twins, it'd be weird. Like, I don't even know what search terms you would use because you'd have to exclude stuff. You'd have to find a phrase that is used in studies that use twins for methodologically, but not studies that are looking at twins, which are also using twins methodologically. As a I'll tell you how you would do that. Good luck. I have a list of autism researchers. As it happens, I have started to build a list of autism researchers too. It might be nice to stay tuned and maybe we can do a live stream or something talking about, maybe pull a few of them in or something. From a nothing about us without us perspective, actually, I think it's quite important that autistic people are involved in autism research, but not as focus group autistic people, which is typically the way autistic people get used in autism research, as in, we're going to do this ethically. We are going to have a focus group. We're going to ask blah, 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 blah. I'd love to find out from Simon Baron-Cohen who we used for Spectrum 10K. Because apparently autistic people were involved, but I don't think that's true. I think one autistic person, maybe it was like, I don't know, Nathan from the office next door, was, you okay with us doing some research? And he goes, what do you mean? And they were like, cheers, mate. And they walked off. I reckon that is what they did. I reckon that was their sort of sign off, if you will, on behalf of all autistic people everywhere. Soup, autism research is typically initiated from deficit-based perspective. Logic driving that kind of research is convergent by nature, which means the premises are often ultimately arbitrary. Exactly. That is actually perfectly put. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but it is perfect. I agree with that sentence 100%. 2 sentences, 100%. Yeah, that's the ultimate problem with it. Yeah, is that. In fact, that's the ultimate problem with pathologizing autism. Full stop. Is we can never get good research from a pathologized perspective. Because if it's a medical model autism, it's right, how do we cure it? How do we cut it out? How do we blast it with radiation or lasers? Although having said that, autism blasted by radiation and lasers would be an interesting concept for a new superhero or villain or both. You could have radiation autism and then laser autism. That's a show I might watch. Or how do we make a pill to blah, blah, or a test, in utero test, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that that's been something that has been pursued. So, okay, how do we do that? That's kind of the medical model. And I think if you overly pathologize autism, that's the kind of focus you get. Anti-hero, maybe. Yeah. I feel like, okay. I don't want to get Taylor Swift on you, but yeah. Autistic people, yeah, people kind of, this is really wide brushes here. This is not just a hot take. This is the hottest of the hot takes. But there is kind of like an anti-hero kind of like arc within people's stories, autistic people's stories. It's interesting. Shelley top down, inside in. Oh, are you driving, Lissa? Are you okay? Is it nice to see you? Hope you're well. Happy birthday to me with my new driver's license. Oh, happy birthday, Lissa. Yay. Are you in the birthdays channel on the Discord? It's quiet today. Do you want to be added? We can add you, I hope. How about just allow autistic people to live as people? That'd be a change. Yeah, indeed. We have so much to know about Left Eyes on Strike 2. It sucks. Yeah. I wish your eye all the best. I do. With all the empathy in the world. With empathy and knowledge. If you ever want to chat about it on the Discord, tag me in Health and Medical or something. Oh, right, and happy birthday, Mike. Nice birthday, congratulations. Oh my god, I still haven't recovered from that. That was like the weirdest thing. I literally left the live stream, it was a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it? Something. And I literally left the live stream, went to make a cup of tea. It was before the after party. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is my phone full of happy birthdays? That doesn't happen in real life, by the way. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, why is my phone blown up with happy birthday messages? What the fuck? There's more happy birthday messages there than I'd ever received in my existence on the planet. And it's just like, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, that was weird. It's informed me to be more careful about my thumbnails in future. I don't think I would. Maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know what I could have done differently on that thumbnail. I thought it was a good thumbnail. I was so proud of it. Usually I kind of rush the thumbnails a bit, but I actually thought about that one. Yeah, I was happy with it. I'm like, oh, I was so happy with it. I was actually excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy. This is amazing. No, you don't wish me a happy birthday. It was really weird. I wonder if Google, I think his birthday's another day because of all the birthday communication. It's weird. It was properly strange. I'm not trying to make it about me. The opposite. Actually, the opposite. It was about death. It was about death. But it was really weird. And I just added Smart My Birthday to it. I did. I wrote, I had to pin a comment. I pinned, it's not my birthday. Thank you so much for all the wishes though. It's really kind. I'm actually older than people think in that respect. I'm like, okay, this is a weird 44th birthday because in a few months I'm going to be 45. So what am I going to do? I think, do I protest too much? No. It's just weird. No, it was really weird. No, literally, it was like after the live stream. I walked away, make a cup of tea, and I'm just idly flicking on my phone. And it was just full of like happy birthday messages. It was really weird. I'm like, what the fuck have I done? What's happened? I was really confused. Perhaps your brain subconsciously wants birthday wishes to offset the death stuff. Nah. I'd much rather just think of myself as being 25 or 28. 28 is a good number. 28's good. I'll stick with 28. Steps. Maybe a craven cake can be perceived. Yeah, I just thought it was a good thumbnail. Maybe it should have been done differently. Oh, I saw offers of help for running thumbnails past you guys. Yeah, in fact, I'd like to do a bit more of that in the future, to be honest. The only problem is, the right thing to do, by the way, for anyone who didn't know, is to do thumbnails and titles before you make videos, but I don't. I make videos and then I do titles and thumbnails afterwards. Usually the thumbnail is done while it's uploading. And I know that's the wrong thing to do, and that's why my thumbnails look shit sometimes. Oh well. So for this can of worms again. It's okay. It was just really funny, but for about 10 minutes I was actually panicking. Hello, fishy fish. There's one gourami in the fish tank because Nina has 2 gouramis, but one of them was bullying the other one. So the bullied one is in my fish tank. Been there for about a month or 2 now. But to be fair, you do have a party every Tuesday. It feels like a birthday. Fair enough. There's not always cake though. Nothing with thumbnails, Mike. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're horrible when I upload them. But I know they can be more eye-catching. They could be better, like for packaging. But I feel like there's nothing. They're not like bad, but they have to stand out on YouTube, right? Like that's kind of, it's like a packaging thing, I guess. Hi Emma, I thought you were Larry for a second. Oh, Larry is going rusty. I thought you were talking about literal nails for a minute. Oh, literal autistic. It's okay. It's just in the YouTube sense, the thumbnail is the image that you see, the static image associated with the video. Hello. What? I think what Emma's saying is it's time for the after party. I think she's saying it's her after party. She needs videos. She needs to, I always recognize your videos. Helen, you're usually the first one there. Although there has been a lot of competition lately. You know, if some awesome artists in a Discord, perhaps you can request a thumbnail on Discord next time, see what people come up with. Could be fun. I like that idea. I actually kind of like that. I think that's a good vibe. I don't want to abuse the artists though. I feel like aren't the thumbnails supposed to have out and out lies on them, like Autism Cure? Yeah, they're supposed to like engender curiosity. So the overriding kind of rule is it's supposed to make you curious enough to want to click. I wouldn't say out and out lies, but it's supposed to kind of like thumbnails are supposed to kind of make you want to click them. And the weird thing is that the YouTube homepage has changed quite a lot lately, in a bad way, in my opinion. Because if you open up your YouTube homepage on your TV or your phone or your computer, you'll see now not very many videos. You'll see a lot of shorts. You'll see what's called a shorts shelf with loads of shorts on it. But you'll see like maybe 3 videos. It used to be that YouTube would show you a whole load of thumbnails and you just pick what video you want to watch. Now they show you like 3. They might show you 6, but YouTube is experimenting on people a lot right now. So unlike in previous years, even last year, you don't see that many videos to choose from generally, which is really, really annoying. So I tend to click the subscriptions button to view the channels that I've subscribed to and whatever videos they've posted. But YouTube is very much like For You feed kind of thing, a For You page. Actually, people draw a thumbnail. I'm not against people drawing me a thumbnail. If you guys want to like work with me on a YouTube thumbnail, you artists out there, please feel free. Like, you'd need to be in Discord though. Then we can talk thumbnail in Discord. That could be really good. That could work really, really well. It could be fun. I do a killer stick fic. A group thumbnail project. Yeah, it could be fun, right? Or just write, don't click on this. This is true. YouTube still seems to be the best game in town despite the somewhat sketchy rulemaking. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if YouTube's going to fall, it has a long way. It's still, if YouTube is like getting worse, it still has a long way to go. Like YouTube is not as good as it could be from a viewer perspective. Don't forget, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I have YouTube on all the time. YouTube would be like one of the last things I stop using. Like I love YouTube. YouTube is so helpful and interesting and informative for so many things. Like my only problem is that I go down little rabbit holes. So then I end up with like a YouTube homepage that's just filled with stuff, like random things. So when I'm looking up eye stuff on YouTube, it just becomes like all about eyes and eye surgery and eye this and eye that and eye procedures and usually by doctors making videos that are not very good to follow because communication and making videos is not their thing. so they've got like really drudgy videos to kind of work your way through. Or I start looking up something like, hey, how do I how do I do this thing in my fish tank? Or I look up a plant from the fish tank. And then my video is full of, my feed is full of fish keeping videos because YouTube thinks I'm into that now. So like, it's just really strange what YouTube thinks I'm into because it changes all the time. One thing I don't watch very much lately, well, for about a year now, is much autistic content. I'm not watching a lot of autism content from other content creators on YouTube. Nothing against them at all. But if somebody's made a really good video, do post it in the autistic YouTube channel and Discord if you remember. That's where I'll probably find it. I learned a lot about rabbits in those rabbit holes. Me too. I even went on a literal rabbit hole, and started learning about like rodents and rats and how rats make homes and nests and rabbits and the difference between rabbits and hares. And yeah, you can go nuts on YouTube. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's a video Wikipedia. Juniper, yeah. It's so annoying when I watch a video on one topic out of idle curiosity and suddenly the homepage is flooded with that instead of stuff I'm actually interested in. Yeah. Juniper, yes, all the time. The worst one is like politics. Because I will Google politics or I'll look something up, or I'll watch a YouTube video on something political. And then YouTube goes, oh, you want to watch politics, do you? You want to watch political YouTube stuff, do you? And it's like, no, not really. But I just wanted to see what people's takes were on blah, 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 or whatever. So I got into world building. It's good excuse to research random stuff. Oh, world building is a big thing and with autism and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That's a whole big thing. That's amazing. I'm really glad for you. Yeah, it's great. The only world building I do is in my brain. It's in my head. I do a lot of daydreaming. I'm staying by farmland now. My dog is convinced that his snout will make it into a rodent den. Your dog is hyperfixated on rodents. Adam Savage has a little ad at the end of his videos that ends with "Back to your YouTube rabbit holes." Yep. In fact, Adam Savage is one of the channels that I do subscribe to and I do watch. Yep. Louis Theroux. I've got Louis Theroux on my YouTube as well, Charlie. Partly because I watched... hang on, 1 second. Give me a sec, my voice. I watched a Louis Theroux documentary on the manosphere on Netflix yesterday with Nina. I didn't think it was his best work. I have to stop soon because my voice is going. Is brain protection. I saw a Helen thing. Because the kids are all assessed and identified now, I stopped watching most autistic content creators except a few like Quinn and Jen. Helen, do you know what? I found that actually vis-a-vis audience is that a lot of people hit up the channel because they're learning, they're researching, they're rabbit holing autism, whatever, and then following sort of autism diagnosis, and they get their autism cake or whatever. They go. I've noticed that as a pattern. I've noticed the pattern of people like rocking up to the channel, commenting a lot, because my brain will then recognize their name because I see their comments, right? The profile picture and the comments and like videos. And then they just vanish one day. And it's usually after an autism diagnosis or something, or like I'm not saying they're researching, like, blah, 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 but they are researching, but it's not to pass an exam. It's not like a how do you pass an autism assessment. It's like, they're into learning, the blah, blah, blah. It does make me giggle. I think that's true for me too. I think it's true for me as well. I think I was very much, for a long time, it's been one of my longer hyperfixations. Was learning about autism, ADHD, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, I'm still making content. I am still making content on autism, ADHD, neurodiversity, blah, blah, blah. That's not changing, okay? My point is from a personal perspective, like I'm consuming content, I'm learning, I'm trying to read, blah, blah, blah. I was fastidious. I couldn't get enough. Like, I've had enough now. I'm not saying I've had enough, but like I've learned enough. Like, see. I'll take care, Gigi. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and your mum are well. Mike said this is now a crochet channel. Well, I've heard there's a crossover. Janet Macamaras. I don't know who that is, but maybe some other people here will. Same here. I watched so many more autistic creators in my first year now. I knew your videos and Quinn I watch regularly. Yeah. I'm obviously in touch with like Quinn, for example. Do I feel bad? I kind of need to get back to him, but like that's an aside. It's kind of nuts. The more stuff is going on, affecting me and my agency, if you will, the more it's not linear. It's like overwhelm. You know that feeling when task lists are starting to get big and bigger all over the place, and things get left undone, stuff starts breaking, you end up running into different problems or whatever. All of that stuff disproportionately affects me and makes me less able to deal with said problem. So it can be a spiral, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Forgot where I was going with that. there was a direction. Every now and then YouTube gives me a video by someone who used to watch since I go back to an old friend. Yeah, same here. But I do tend to live in my subscriptions feed. Maybe YouTube knows best. Maybe YouTube knows that we don't like watching our subscriptions and we prefer just to have curated content. Maybe. In terms of watch hours, that's almost certainly true because that's where YouTube's going. Voice play rabbit hole. Yeah, I like voice play too. I live almost exclusively in my subscription notifications. Yeah. Yeah. The number of videos being posted to YouTube is increasing exponentially at the minute. It's mostly AI slop. So, I was listening to a video recently. I just put YouTube on in the background when I head into the bath. I was just sort of lying down in the bath, listening to this YouTube video, and I had to get out to get my phone to turn it off because it was AI slop, and I didn't realize it was AI slop for about 5 minutes. It was talking about like generations. I think it was like talking about Gen X or something. And I'm like, this sounds like AI. And yeah, it's just AI manufactured, auto-scripted kind of content. And it's like, holy shit. And then I'm like, just like, do not recommend this channel. And I don't usually do that sort of thing, but like, I'm like, come on, stop. It's like, do I want to listen to music from humans or do I want to listen to music from AI? And I know that, hey, I appreciate Hydra Rising was initially an AI song made from Suno during a live stream. We're just having a bit of fun, right? It became not AI, but the song was initially an AI song. Appreciate that. I'm probably one of the only people that's taken AI slop and turned it into human. But yeah, there's a lot of AI slop online. In fact, there's even autism AI slop. It's a video topic there potentially, but yeah. I wonder about trying Nebula. I have never used Nebula, but I heard about it a lot from creators that are on Nebula. Nebula is probably more my thing, but I've never used it. Nebula's a bit bland. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not bothered with the don't show this button, but I might have to start. The AI slop's getting bad. There's so much of it on YouTube. And it's dropping views across the board. Because obviously most of it's going to AI slop. The AI slop is derived from human slop. That's the part people need to start recognizing. I don't know if YouTube honors this, but there's a button that says do not use my content to train your AI. I've ticked it. I'm tempted to untick it and allow YouTube to train on my content. And I genuinely mean that as a like a social good in a way, but I guess I would say that. But if AI trained on my content and it was spitting out slop based on my YouTube videos, maybe it would be better slop. Maybe more accurate. I try and be accurate. It's an important value for me. I try to be accurate. So I feel like maybe it would help. I know it's obviously, you don't get anything out of it. It's just a button that says opt me out of your bullshit AI scraping thing. I don't even know that they honor it. They probably don't honor it. I say that on the basis of large content creators that have very clearly had AI trained on the videos that have opted out. Trying to be like, I might at some point, yeah. Next year's AI, it's not hormonally like this. No, Mike. Well, no, Mike, what? What do I do? What? No, if it trained on your content, it would just mislead people in a more charming way. That was a charming comment. That's the most charming comment I've read this evening. That's very charming. Thank you so much. It doesn't learn in the way people learn. It just knows if it was together based on probability next word. Yeah. And there's so many ABA clinics out there parroting ABA lines that, I'll be honest, I have tested out a whole bunch of frontier models on autism, and it's a lot better now than it was in the past. It's encouraging in that respect. It doesn't just parrot autism speaks in the way that it has done in the past and ABA clinics, but it does parrot ABA clinics. And I'll give you an example, the life expectancy thing. AI models will still give you bullshit about autistic life expectancy. That's just a prescient example for you. Hopefully that'll get fixed in the future. But like, if the BBC says that autistic people die younger, and by the way, we do have issues. Like, I'm not hand waving away the higher rates of suicidality. It's like 9x compared to the general population. I'm not hand waving that away. That's a fucking elephant. That's a problem. We got to fix it. We got to support each other. But my point is no, autism doesn't shorten your life like it's in the way that has been advertised. But when the BBC say it, it suddenly becomes a much more trusted source. When the Australian Senate then write it into policy, it becomes a more trusted source. It becomes, it's a governmental body, okay? And if AI is going to train on those things, it should say the BBC say that, the Australian Senate states that, rather than just stating the thing that they're copying, right? You guys should say, if you quote me, Autistic AF stated that, blah, blah, blah. Don't just like say the thing I said. It's you know, Mike says. This is how I try to do it. I tend to go, you know, so-and-so says, so-and-so stated, so-and-so's, I don't want to say opinion is, but it's like putting words in people's mouths, but like, blah, blah, blah. That's how I model everything in the world. It's the only way to stay sane. is to source everything and like in there, so-and-so states that, so-and-so says that. By the way, it's like trolls. It's like, you know, when trolls are saying like loads of random stupid shit about me or whatever, it's like, okay, this, you know, big dick 123 says, you know, Autistic AF, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, that's them saying that. This is some random user. I don't know who the fuck they are. And they're just saying this. Okay. All right. Doesn't mean that the thing they're saying is true or whatever. It's just X says Y every single time. And I'm not saying like it's always like that, but it is always like that. You gotta stay sane in this fucking world. And the only way to do it is to X says this. I like the Google AI good sources. It's better at that now. It hasn't always been that way. Yeah. These times are really highlighting how much bias is baked into things. Yeah, totally. And I'm biased too. I don't think, you know, insert overly pathological thing about autistic people and neurodiverse people, blah, 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 blah. That is a bias. So many, yeah, I'm loaded with biases. I try and tell you what they are. Like, I try to keep my YouTube channel as free from bias as possible, though. I know we're running a bit late now, but like, I try to keep things as Lissa. If you can figure out the command, if you go into the birthday channel, you can type set birthday, as in like / and then write set. The command should pop up for you. You can set your birthday. If you struggle with it, I can set it for you. Just have a go. If you get stuck, if it doesn't work, I'll do it. I'll just type the command. I know the syntax. There's a pinned comment in the birthdays channel explaining how to do it, I think. Yeah, it's like I try to keep the YouTube channel as bias free as possible. I like Yorkshire tea over Tetley or PG tips. It is better. This is my bias. I have biases. You know, but yeah, I think sometimes like people say things because there's a saying, and it's not Confucius, but it sounds like a Confucius, and it's impossible to convince someone of something when their salary depends on them not understanding it. For example, Kaylin. I really like Kaylin. I think she's great. I think she's charming. I think she's intelligent. I think she's great at explaining things. I think she's great at showing, not telling. I think she's great at that. But also, I feel like she's kind of... She has to hold certain viewpoints and present things in a certain colour because her salary depends, her income, her livelihood depends on that. I feel like for my channel, I'm kind of blessed in a way because most of the people here value deliberation and discussion and argument, but not in a you're a dick kind of way. So, you know, I end up with a community or an audience, I guess, that kind of values trying to tease stuff apart and trying to figure things out. And that works for me. So that's great. Whatever it's completely disgusting, I'm against it. Exactly. But like trying to like figure it out. We value integrity. Yeah, I think a lot of autistic people do. I think everyone would say that, but I think it's true. I think the sense of justice, I think, is like, there's a couple of things. There's the sense of justice, which is the sense of justice, rah, do things that are right. But then there's the sense of justice, which is more like a sense of personal justice, which is your own value system. And I think value system, I think a lot of autistic people are pretty empathic. And that's the opposite to the starting point for a lot of autism academia stuff, which is that autistic people have got no veracity, to borrow a quote, to borrow a term from a good friend, that 100% veracity. I believe that autistic people have, in general, as a general population characteristic trait, empathy. The diagnostic criteria, it actually doesn't talk about empathy. But the belief about autistic people is that autistic people lack empathy. In general. Because, people are too caught up in themselves or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Communication styles tend to give personal viewpoints, personal stories, making it all about yourself, blah, blah, blah. I believe it's a different expression of empathy, but I believe that autistic people tend to be, and my experience tells me that autistic people tend to be very empathic. That's not to say that there aren't autistic people who lack empathy. There obviously are. There obviously are a lot of autistic people that have no empathy whatsoever. I get that. It's neurotypicals as well. But what I'm trying to say is that empathy has been used as a hallmark of autism, as in you lack empathy, you have no, you must be autistic, or you have empathy, therefore you can't be autistic. It's one of the lies I used to believe. I used to think, oh, okay, so I can't. So I know that I'm awkward and a bit weird and whatever. And I know that, that's normal. Like, there's tons of people like me in the world. That's okay. But I didn't think it was autism, because in order to be autistic, you had to be severely deficient in empathy. The more autistic you are, the less empathy you have, the more robotic you are in terms of like not giving a fuck about other people, being like psychopath. It's like, none of this is true, but that's kind of culturally how things are framed, which is a very, very annoying. So, that's my bias. Alexithymia is a problem I struggle with. Me too. I struggle with emotional processing. It takes me a while to kind of like react and understand and kind of really process and think about how I feel in a situation, which actually works out quite well, because my boat doesn't rock at the smallest thing. It takes me a while to figure it out. I'm being bullied or whatever. I'm kind of oblivious to a lot of like small bullying and stuff. But then like a frog in boiling water, like I'm like, holy fuck, this is problematic. It will take me a while to realize, and it's like, shit, right, we need to turn this ship. Get it? So like, but then, in an emergency, I'm not like super stressing. But then on the flip side is that if I am super stressing or I'm super anxious about something vis-a-vis medical stuff, then what I tend to do is ruminate, and I can't get out of that. So my emotional processing is like steering a cruise ship. Or a big oil tanker. That's how I emotionally process the world. So when people tell me that their partner has died, I'm like, fuck, right, I know the script. I will feel it later. I'll cry for them later. But right at the time, I don't feel anything. It's not because I'm deficit. It just takes a little while to kick in. And I just, that's kind of, I'm perhaps exaggerating a tiny bit, but that's the direction, that's the broad sweeps, that's the broad strokes of where I sit. So to turn big crash if stuff goes wrong, yeah, true. Although, to be honest, it will take me a little while to realize how wrong things are becoming. I think there is a phrase or an idea of autistic people being snowflakes or whatever, or, oh my God, my plushie's looking the wrong way. Meltdown. And it's like, well, not quite. I mean, there have been times in my life when I have been that sensitive. But it's not like, that's a prevailing narrative that's kind of like, there's a bit of truth in there, but let's not think like that, because that's fucking nuts. That's not right. Doesn't work. We've been gaslit into believing we aren't who we are by people who can't handle our sensitivity to BS. This is true. It's a good thing rumination is free. There's so much to do with in here and now. Processing can be later. Yeah. And then I find that I need a lot of time to process. Another good example I try and leave you with, is part of my burnout video if you want to watch it, is I can operate quite highly functioning quite well, under stress and performative for a while, but then then I'll crash afterwards. Like, I only figured that out about myself a few years ago, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking pattern. Holy shit. I figured out I can do 3 days. I figured out I have effectively a 72-hour performative window. And then I'm dead afterwards for a week, maybe more, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. And if I keep doing it, I'll burn out. I now know. I go for weeks and then crash. 3 days. Yeah, watch my burnout video if you want to hear about me and my view, and you can see the things I was doing in those 3 days. Each one of those events that I was at was effectively a 3-day event, give or take. And they all happened really, really quickly. With no recovery time, really. There was a bit. It was spread out a tiny bit, but like it all happened in the same season. Like literally, like it happened within the same sort of 3-month-ish kind of window. If I didn't have that opportunity, by the way, which is weird, I will be honest, I've had a weird life in that respect, and I've had my special interests, so-called, line up beautifully at times. And if it wasn't for that, I would never have realized I was autistic. I feel like that's like flying through the eye of a needle. What's the best job for people with amazing rumination skills? Other creators have made content on this. I have a different take. I will do it. I'll drop you a video on that. I have ideas. Largely speaking, it's not about the job, it's about the environment. You could be a bus driver, you could be a lorry driver, right? Long distance lorry driver. Soup, it was a temporary alignment, and it was only for a while, and it would just so happened. Do you know? Chronic burnout was the thing that led to my self-identification. Me too. Me too. Yeah. So there you go. This is oh, Ashley, welcome home. Yeah, you might have missed the relatable stuff. So yeah. Lasagna sounds lovely. But yeah, like, I don't know. But yeah, that emotional processing stuff, the whole idea that autistic people don't have empathy, blah, blah, blah. And I can understand why people would come up with these rumors, right? But it does make you think. Oh, films are made about telling events is basically rumination, yeah. Storytelling, world building, anything like that. I hate to say, but like, I'm finding that content creation works quite well with respect to. I know it's like throwing. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It works well with like the way my mind works. My ABA video would never have happened without a lot of remuneration, if not remuneration. It was definitely quite a costly video to make. But like that video, there's no way in hell anyone sane would have done that rationally. There's just no way. Maybe ADHD talking. Yeah, Marcy, I think so too. William, very enriching and oscillating coverage of topics in tonight's stream and chat. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's been a bit. I learned a word on YouTube from the YouTube comment section. Vacillating, which is a great word. That's a new word I've discovered. So I'm going to use it all. I want to start with unrelated content creation, baby steps. After moving on, start with unrelated content creation, baby steps. Yeah, just do it. Do it as a hobby even. Like just literally like just make content about a topic. That's it. Crack on. Have fun. Do it. It's like if you do it for work, it's still like it just in terms of like just in terms of like a mind thing. Anything that's kind of repetitive. I don't want to say repetitive, like autistic people are robots, but repetition can make the day go quicker. But also it kind of frees up. It frees up chunks of your mind to do other things at the same time. You can daydream. You can think. You can. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like a role that kind of gives you your brain back is nice. I remember going to Cambridge Uni. We studied empathy there. Simon Baron Cohen memorized all the answers because I was a girl and found it hard wanted this course to reflect how empathic I felt I was. What? Was a summer school when I was in sixth form. Wow. I have never been to Cambridge Uni. That's amazing, Charlie. I would love to hear more about that. Feel free to info dump. Yeah. Simon Baron Cohen's like stuff, like extreme male brain. Like I've read the papers. They're actually quite accessible to read, by the way. If you Google them, you can download them, and they're not ivory tower language. You can understand them quite easily. I feel like he's just branded them wrong. He's used the wrong terms, like extreme male. It's like, from his sample, he tended to find on his questionnaires that meant and tended to choose answers in a certain way, which led to a higher systematizing score than an empathizing score. He found autistic than females, and he found that autistic people were on the higher end of the male sort of thinking patterns, right? That's basically what he found, and that's where he went with his extreme male brain thing, which isn't like when I say theory, it wasn't like his collection of facts, blah blah blah, makes a theory like theory of gravity or theory of germ theory of disease, just to name a couple. But it wasn't a theory as in like a loose hypothesis or an idea or a hunch, but like it's like, okay, that's interesting, all right, cool. But the upshot is people ran with it and went, no, right, extreme male brain, that's what autism is. It's like, okay, steady on, let's just wind on X in a tiny bit. Yeah, wow. It could be quite interesting, actually, by the way, to dive into some of this stuff, like the autism quotient. I was having two minds about that. I didn't want to do an autism quotient video because I don't really want to sort of quote unquote give people answers based on false hypothesis. I guess not. I guess it's kind of like a signal, right? So there's a signal there, but okay, that's nice, but it doesn't connect the two. So for example, ABA, exposure, US, those involved or who received ABA had a 30% higher hospitalization rates and a 30% higher suicidality, blah, 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 PTSD, CPTSD, blah, 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 blah. It's all very, very tragic. And that's a strong signal. It's a strong fucking signal. It's not proof, but it's a strong ass signal. No one's leaving behind suicide notes going, ABA made me do it. Actually, that's not entirely true. There have been those. But It is a strong connection, but it is not a proven link. It is a strong fucking signal, which I'm not going to stop mentioning because I'm trying to encourage people to talk about it insofar as we don't ignore that one. It needs looking into. Anyone who recommends ABA needs to know about it. It's a risk factor. The risk factor of ABA is trauma. And by trauma, I don't mean, relationship breakup type trauma. I'm going with this. Beating around the bushes because it's YouTube. But it's complicated. I was supposed to 15 years of visits coming in, father cutting him off. I am sorry. Family trauma. I mean, it's hard to escape. But yeah, like on that note, Room and AFAB associates differently. You never considered culture at all. That's true, Matsukaze. His views now are different and stuff, and I'm not saying he was a bad person. I'm not being black and white about this. In fact, my black and white rigid thinking about it is actually more about why the fuck is everyone so black and white about it? Like in terms of it has to be one or the other. It has to be, it's a signal. So his extreme male brain thing is like, okay, that's interesting. That's a signal that autistic people tend to answer the same sort of answers that neurotypical men tend to, in that direction. If we're going to line this on a line, that's the sort of general direction. And why is that? Yeah, exactly. One of the reasons is that AFABs were not really represented in the sample. Yeah, totally. And that's a big question, right? There's tons of stuff. Like we could talk about extreme brain. We can have this conversation and blah blah blah. I think it'd be great. To be honest, when I heard about the extreme brain thing, I felt weirdly affirmed in my masculinity. That's cool. No, I'm glad. And there are aspects of that are sort of true, but it's not how people have run with it. It's a bit like the life expectancy stuff. When the study's been done showing that, not showing that, but during the course of a long cohort study, people died because it's real life and it involves humans, and humans live and humans die. And of those humans, the autistic ones died, and their average mean age at death was blah. That then gets reported as autistic people die at that age. And it's like, no, stop it. No. So it's just the headlines about autism are nearly always wrong. And it's no one ever said that. A lot of the time, the researchers never ever said that. A lot of the time, the researchers said a different thing. Profound autism, for example, the Lancet study. Profound autism is about intellectual disabilities. It even says so in the report. The profound autism working group say as much. They're like, well, look, the purpose of this label is so that we don't miss people who have intellectual disabilities, because people with intellectual disabilities, they are really lacking in support. Okay. So we need a label to give them to highlight the plight. Okay. So we're going to call it profound autism. I'm like, no! What are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you do it? Why did you call it profound alopecia or severe migraine? It's like, so in the paper, it's like, okay, so arguing against it, steelman the position, argue against it, and it's like, okay, so yeah, the label profound autism is kind of confusing because this is about intellectual disabilities. It's not about autism. They may be autistic people too, but that's irrelevant because the definition is about intellectual disabilities. So it's like, fuck. What are you doing? It's like, why would you? But it's written in there. So you can read the original Lancet thing about profound autism. And it's, I don't agree with it. They have selected the samples really. They've pre-selected the samples and things. I've got profound perimenopause. That's literally an available diagnosis. Yeah, it is available diagnosis already, yeah. In fact, can I actually tell you what the problem is and why can I actually legitimately tell you why it's an issue? It's a fake issue because it's, I hate to say it, but it's level ones are eating the dinner of the level threes because there's level ones talking on social media and YouTube. But it predates me. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not involved in this. They're like, oh, level one's involved, and they're talking over level threes. Therefore, we need a label to focus the attention back. That's the reason for it, and that's a steelman argument. I'm not strawmanning it. That's the reason for it. But it's like it's just an example. The profound autism thing. It's just an example. I have profound visual disturbances in my left eye right now. It's profound to me, but they don't measure it like that because with respect to autism, is it's labeled based on how much you affect people around you. It's not really about you. It's about how much you piss people off or how much, or maybe how much support you need. But like it's often framed in that way. And that's my bias. My bias is it's the person. It's about frame it based on people and their support requirements or needs or whatever, or their lives, their day-to-day lives. What can't they do? I think of it about it like occupational therapy. Profound inertia, profound lots of things. Oh man, join me on this. Sarah. Yeah. I've got. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So after party was supposed to happen like over an hour ago. I have profound need for tea. Me too. I have to go get tea. I think I've got a tiny bit left in this flask, but there's not much in there. I'll do this. Yeah, that's not much. It is hot though. One thing that really bugs me is that the autistic folks I know are some of the most intelligent sight people around. Why we kept up the process on the topic of autism. I have takes on that. Yeah, and that's a valid statement. Intellectual disability is conceptually nonsensical. Interesting. I know it's the IQ thing. Eugenics and IQ equals eugenics, kind of. Like, IQ is not a great measure. IQ is a really bad measure, but Fox Max Fox, if there's anything I can do to assist or advise or signpost you in the right direction, please let me know. You should, yeah, maybe create a new Discord account or something. It's worth joining the server. Okay, this bias, right? Okay, we're going to talk about biases very quickly. I'm not going to put the end music on. I'm just going to talk about biases. Like I'm obviously biased. Okay. I think I'm probably one of the only autistic creators that says there are other autistic communities and there's so on and so forth and blah blah blah. But you know, like you can join or not join. You can join and leave. You can come and go. You can change your day. You can blah blah blah. like use whatever there is. I say whatever there is. There's tons of shit. Like use whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's the Discord or videos or whatever. There's obviously tons of free stuff on my YouTube as well. There's like a massive back catalogue now. I never thought that would ever happen, but it's sort of going there, isn't there? There's like over 130, I think, long form videos. Some of those might even be on Patreon for free because of YouTube. But yeah, there's so much stuff. And obviously there's videos going on Patreon as well. I've got videos ready to upload to Patreon. And I am biased. I'm biased as hell to say that if you can join the Scratching Post Discord, you'll enjoy it. You'll have a great time. Like it's a great community and we do good things there. There will be more. There is more. I have made plans. I have written stuff down. I've put things in the calendar and everything. Like that is like stuff is happening. I'm kind of weighed down by my eye issue, which should be functionally resolved. I'm not using functional labels there, I promise. But it should be functionally fixed. That's not to say that my vision's going to be amazing, but it should be functionally fixed like by the summer. So like it's really bugging me and annoying me and slowing me down right now, but it'll get done. You could just join in and stay because it's totally a great community. Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, it really is. And has cheese chat. You're all obsessed about cheese. I enjoyed it until I found out that I'm too stupid for Discord. No, that's ridiculous. You're possibly the most prolific poster on the Discord, Ashley. Thank you. Soup, it's not even beyond IQ. The more I study Gestalt thinking, the more clearly I understand how context-dependent literally any measure of intelligence must be and why none of it is hierarchical. Yeah, have a look into the multiple, I forget who it was now, but there was I don't even know what label to give. I think it was a psychologist, it could be a researcher, I don't know. But there is this idea of multiple types of intelligence, for example, and using, for example, like drama and theatrics kind of intelligence. There's obviously the emotional kind of intelligence, the empathy and what to say at the right time, kind of how wired are you with the social skills kind of intelligence. Then there's the I remember farming was listed as intelligence because farming is like a whole thing. You know, and then there's all these different types of intellectual processing. Somebody has modeled it in that respect. It's become a bit of a theme online. It's a thing. It's definitely there's definitely a thing in that respect, and I feel like that makes more sense to me. That makes more sense to me than just going like IQ number. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, thank you for just today. An idea's kicked in. Oh, rejection says sorry. You are welcome, Ashley. So that's just negativity building up in your mind. I think. I don't believe there's been anything moderatory. Hasn't been for like weeks, to be honest. Anyone's even pinged a mod. But mods are there if you need them. As for the whole taking everything in and following everything, yeah, you definitely have to give up on that. I can't keep on top of everything, which is a great thing because it's better that than stunned silence. That would be kind of sad if it was just silence. I heard of a book that talks about a society that viewed balance as their intelligence. Yes. I was tempted to dip cheddar into blue cheese dip today. Cheese inception. Cheeseception. No. But yeah, maybe that is better. It's like right, okay, you know how governments use GDP, gross domestic product, as how quote unquote good their society is, their country is. The GDP is up 2%, GDP is down 0.5%, GDP is this, GDP is that. Gross domestic product means absolutely fucking nothing to humans, like to people, like it's really, really rare, right? Really, 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 really rare. Okay, that my brain is broken. Oh, my brain is broken. I've just literally lost it. Oh, that's right. GDP. It's really, really, really rare that GDP actually affects somebody's quality of life, like day to day or whatever. It's no link. We don't like measure a sort of subjective happiness, really. I mean, I think it has been done. Nordic countries do better, etc., etc. Only matters to economists. Maybe it does, yeah. Maybe it matters in an academic sense, and obviously it's great that productivity is improving and the countries have more money to spend on things and stuff, as long as good things, not war and whatever. But you know, blah blah blah. R.I.P. Mike's brain, yeah. But like, press F to. But yeah, no one broke my train of thought. I promise you, no one broke my train of thought. I'm just like, yeah, like IQ is like GDP, like IQ is like, here is your number, there you go, amazing, and it's like okay, well, I mean, it's a pattern matching exercise and stuff. Like, I'm not saying it's bad to have a higher IQ, like why not, like, but it's not everything. And the other thing is that for a lot of the profound autism type folks, the IQ test is never administered. It's just decreed. So someone goes, yeah, IQ of 50. It's just pulled a number out their asshole. So there is that, which means that the same psychologist a year later might give them a different number. Yep. It's kind of like, you know, the whole functioning kind of thing, like functioning stuff is just, yeah. Ashley, you are a valued member of the community. I think you should see that from everything in the chat. And yeah, I mean, you can't rationalize out of RSD or anything. But if you ever feel concerned or anything and you want a second opinion, if you tag mods, someone will give it to you. You'll be all right. You have to learn the art of jumping on Discord and not being okay with what's going on. I literally am on Discord all the time. Like, and I'm thinking like Kitty Cat Bot needs to be able to snail kitty this thing and tell me what the hell's going on. so like, it's like, yeah, I kind of need a bit of like assistance in like, what's going on, everyone, and then have somebody. This is where the snow kitty thing comes from. Should we have an RSD reassurance protocol or something like that on Discord? Feel free to tell, what should that look like? The way I see it, and please, you can't really like say this is how it is, because this is just my thoughts on it, is the crossover with like neurodiversity and things like RSD, rejection sensitivity and so on, is quite high, and there are actually really good reasons for that. Conversation for another day, but I feel like a lot of us feel it viscerally on an understanding level, and it's like, it's kind of like your brain trying to keep you safe, you know? I think if there was something to be worried about, people would say stuff. like most of the time when people like tag moderator on a Discord, it's to like, because of concern for other people. Like, vote Phil Holland. That is the plan. Yeah, that's part of Snell Kitty's new stuff. And it's like, yeah. My pronounced for my son, I must follow it. It depends what it is. Like, I'll occasionally make a pronouncement and tell you, like, blah, blah, blah. We obviously have server rules and they're baked in and they're easy to understand and stuff. But, like, do you know what I mean? But, like, being, like, sensitive to rejection is I mean, to me, it makes perfect sense. You know, a lot of autistic people, a lot of neurodivergent people, they've faced rejection on like it's a daily thing. It's like a constant thing. And then you develop a sort of a hypervigilance as a trauma response to it. And then that can misfire. But then again, it's kind of like your brain trying to keep you safe, right? It's better to misfire and see the lion in the shadows and be constantly misfiring from this like predator in the bushes versus an actual predator in the bush and then, I've been eaten. It's kind of like how we are innately as people. You know what I mean, right? That's not do you know what I mean, since Doogie's here. And he likes to pick on me for saying, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I you know, I've obviously heard from a lot of people over the last couple of years who have had a either a misfire of rejection sensitivity or maybe there has been someone being rude, maybe in a live stream or something. It has happened. But generally speaking, not on a Discord server, it's not been the rude thing, but like on live streams there has. And YouTube comments obviously can be wild. Reddit can be really wild. X can be even wilder. In that order, really. Threads is up there somewhere too. I tend to don't think of like how other people will react to something is kind of like only half your responsibility. But I just you know, I feel like it's more of a cultural thing. What if you understand the culture? I have occasionally, it's been rare, but I have occasionally made jokes that I've been badly thought through and have landed and have actually hurt someone or upset someone or it's been pointed out to me that it's kind of offensive. I don't mean like kind of offensive. Like I refuse to be I can't police myself so much that I can't speak without researching every way that I think something could possibly upset someone. But I have said things that have been, you know, that have upset people, and I felt terrible afterwards for a really long time. And it's like we have an understanding of the culture. We have an understanding of the culture, particularly on this channel, particularly on the Autistic Cat community. I can't really put my finger on it. I can't describe it to you in words. I need to find a way to describe it in words because I need to write it down. But we have a culture of kind of understanding and empathy. It's hard to explain. I've not seen it elsewhere on the internet. I've not seen this culture as concentrated as anywhere but this community on the entire internet. And it's an understanding culture. No one, you know, no one's like, you intentionally meant to offend me. It's more like, shit, yeah, that kind of is rude because blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to give the example, but what Charlie said is perfect. There's definitely an understanding here of assuming the no ill intent. That's usually the case. Exactly. It's usually, I say it in the YouTube rules, which is just like assume misunderstanding, not malice. But I know it's easier said than done. And RSD is definitely a thing. But do you know, RSD also isn't a thing because like clinically, but it kind of is a thing. Like it definitely exists. It's definitely a thing. We're all a bit sensitive in one way or another. Hanlon's razor. Interesting. Yes. An unspoken social contract. We speak our minds within stuff and others. Yeah, kind of. I guess no one's trying to be a cunt to anyone. I think that's kind of key, because there is obviously a desire in certain cultures to be intentionally mean. Xbox Call of Duty lobbies, for example, notwithstanding, where it's like you're trying to be rude to the other people, you're trying to hurt them, you're trying to upset them, you're trying to trash talk, trying to be mean. There are places where people want to be horrible to each other. I get that. You get a little dopamine boost. I think we're kind of the opposite to that. And we're trying not to intentionally be mean to each other. And sometimes we can be kind of direct or blunt, but I don't think it's... the culture, overwhelming culture is... No, we're not intentionally trying to piss people off. I'm new there and people really are lovely. Inside jokes are explained, don't know how to describe one. It's lovely to have you, but also, yeah, if you can find the words, would you let me know? Because I don't know how to explain this very well. So, Mike, it's because you project empathy and attract people who also value empathy as a low-bearing human gods, equality. I appreciate that, Soup. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. I think that might be true. I'd like to say it was true. I think because most people here are looking for community, I think that's also true. I think that also it's kind of like a lot of community is about fuck those guys. A lot of communities are about what they're not. They're defined by what they're not versus what they actually are. Oh, I have a tea fairy. What does tea fairy want? What are you doing? Oh, you're charging your watch over there. I'll go get it then. Go on then. Nina has plugged her smartwatch into one of my camera batteries. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, sorry. That's what it looks like, because I can see the battery, I can see the wire. Oh, it is waterproof, I think. I don't know if it is or not. It probably is. I've scrutinized almost every chat entry in Discord because I want to make sure it's taken the way I mean it. Ah, bless you, Scott. I think that's kind of like that's almost that's almost mildly pathological in that you're working so hard to make sure that you it's not landing badly. I understand that. I relate to that. I'm just saying. Yeah, soup of truth there. Everybody who's been in community with one another being instantly rejecting outside groups. Yeah, for sure. Totally. Maybe there's special magic autistic catnip that only draws in the lovely people. Yeah, I reckon. Maybe mature is the word. I do think it's related to mostly being 040. Yeah, but I mean, our younger members are super mature too. So maybe that's a cultural value rather than numerical. Maybe we've got old souls. I get what you say pathological, but I thought it was pattern finding. The only reason I say like mildly pathological is like if you are unable to, if you feel unable to say something because you're worried about how it might land, that it becomes like you spend 10 minutes drafting the comment and then the conversation's moved on. Yeah. That's if the pattern search is not efficient. I don't think Scott's got an issue. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I'm teasing gently, but it's a fair point. Because you've got to come up with the live stream here to be able to force to let go of comment rewrites to be able to participate. Oh, I do that as well. Editing comments. Oh, I do that in text messages now because you can do it. You can edit comments. So WhatsApps or whatever. It's just like, yeah, I edit messages. I'm a big message editor, not because I'm like editing a message. I'm just like, better form of words has just come to me. Let me get that in there. No one ever reads it. I have edited messages and reacted to messages on the Discord from like weeks ago. I don't think people get notifications for that. But yeah, you might have had a reaction from me or something like that on Discord from ages ago, which I've just seen, or I've searched for something on Discord and like your messages come up. I think the oldest one I've reacted to is like a year old. It's just like, oh yeah, I react that one and react that one too. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, no one's ever going to see that. I can't stand texting media where you can't edit a thing you just posted. Yeah. I saw someone in Discord mentioned that they can edit messages. They were I think they were surprised that they could edit a message. Yeah, no, you have that power. Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. I thought you were in bed. You want your camera angle is behind you. This has been going on a while. Sorry. I read your Meg server just to edit a year-old message. Use my old name. Oh shit, that's a good reason, Charlie. That's a sensible thing to do. Actually, come to think of it, it's a sensible use of editing. Yeah. It's hard for me to relate to that, but I do relate to it. But yeah, that's a really sensible use of yeah. I'm sorry if you had to rejoin it in order to edit the message though. After a while party. Yeah, there will be an after party. Don't worry, I'm not prevaricating. Ashley, I love that you speak to your mum every Tuesday. I feel bad because I was supposed to see my mum today. I didn't. Not that anyone knows that. I've just told the internet, but you know. I was going to go see my mum today, but I didn't. Instead, I went to bed. I was absolutely fucked after my appointment today. This is riveting content, isn't it? Stare at man's face with his cats while he reads. I can't imagine a more boring content. Let me just... I'll figure out to and get off the phone right now from now. Oh, Mac, stop moving the task manager when I move the monitors. Prevaricate's also a good word. Yeah. Also, like, problems with transitions. Like, transition things are such an issue. Going to bed, getting out of bed. Just doing one activity to another is such a problem. But then again, when I'm working on something, like a YouTube video, I'm working on scripting, I'm working for stuff. I find Patreon is bad for sometimes not allowing you. Can you not edit your comments on Patreon? Sounds made the right choice, the rest is good. I know, Kitty. I felt bad and I eschewed some obligations in order to... I don't want to say obligations, but you know what I mean. I think there wouldn't have been a live stream if I didn't, but I had to make a choice. I would have also been bad company as well, because I had like 5 hours sleep, I think, and the appointment took it all out of me. How's she doing? She's doing all right. She's doing a lot better now, actually, but still broken. Yay. Healthcare systems. I live for Tuesday, actually. Oh, no pressure, but also it's lovely to see you, so Scott. Small transitions are hard, and big ones have the capability to ruin me. Yeah, I know. I feel like the ones that... I feel like people that... I feel like if I made a YouTube video about transitions, and I will, but I feel like I'll make a YouTube video about transitions, and people are going to watch it and go, he's full of shit. And only about 30 people in the world will know that it's true. Do you know what I mean? If I make a YouTube video and talk about difficulties with transitions, Anne-Marie, that's beautiful. Thank you very much. You're super cute and kind today. Do I need to be worried? You need to be mean. Anne-Marie, you need to spend some of these loving credits. You need to use them up. Say a rude word or something. I think she blocked out this time my calendar as self-care. Oh. Transition's so hard. Okay. No, I'm no, listen. About transitions. No, this is genuinely interesting. If I make a video about transitions and I, make an earnest video, make an honest, blah, 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 I think people will say you're full of shit. No, listen. I think people will say you're full of shit. I also know that there's a couple of dozen people that know that's absolutely not, that know that it's true. Making a really long video about transitions to get your point across. That's a really funny idea. If you think I'm full of shit, congratulations, I want to inform the other folks. Welcome to the club. If you say you're full of shit, yes I am. Yeah, my point is that no one will believe me. But I know that a bunch of you will, because a lot of you also struggle with transitions, and we end up with after parties that go on for hours. Stick your hand up if you've been in the after party, and it should have ended gracefully, and it kept going for hours, like every week. Like for years. Just like if you have witnessed this, and you're also responsible because you were in the chat. No. This is not a one-way thing. You are also you could also go do something else. So the problem is, that's the issue. It doesn't need to be a poll, does it? So if I make a video on transitions, I need a bunch of you to kind of like back me up and say he's telling the truth. He's not lying. I think Nina has not put enough milk in that tea. It's too dark. Look. Either we've run out. I can't do that without it spilling, can I? I have to look at it. I have to... Can't really see it, can you? Where are they? That's called Builders. That's a Builder's tea. Oh, that's funny. She's motivated to Jimmy could have more milk. Thanks for all the tea. Yeah, it looks dark to me. Yeah, it's a bit dark. I mean, I don't like it like super milky, but if it's gonna be either super milky or like too much, too milky or too dark, I'd rather have it too milky. Transition into and out of the shower is really difficult. So I like showers, but transition into and out of shower is really difficult. I think it's possibly because of temperature and things. So my hack for that is to put a dehumidifier, a warming one, like it's almost like a heater, sort of, into the bathroom with an extension lead near the door, and then that kind of like dries and warms the air, so it's all kind of nice. And then, you know, after the shower, I just sort of like sit there and dry, like with a towel, a couple of towels, maybe my phone. It's weird. Baths I like more, but the problem then is I end up like I'm just stuck in the bath for like 2 hours. I'm never in the shower for 2 hours. I'm never in the shower for half an hour. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Oh man, bring the boyfriend into the stream. Boyfriend should join the stream. Yeah, after party will start in a moment. I'll try to make it shorter than normal, if you know what I mean. Like not a super long after party, only because I'm low on energy too. But still, like, you know, after party. Come on now. I'm not saying after party. Like, I think my original intention was that after party wouldn't be like all the time, but it kind of is cool all the time. So we do it all the time. It's kind of how the channel works. I saw a thing on Japanese tubs that have a reheat button. Oh, Japan's got all of the things. Is Japan autism country? Actually, no, I'm not going to talk about that right now because it might be related to the Sabine Hofstadt thing. The after party always starts in a moment. Isn't that great? It's always almost after party. Prune hands. I do prune hands. Are you saying taking a 1 league shower every 6 months isn't as good as lots of short ones spread out? Yeah. I'm not bringing him in. Why not? Will he judge me? I guess you. Oh, okay. It never happened. It's fine. Honest, trivially, if you have to be swimming in cold water. Yeah, the cold water thing's less of an issue for me. I have ocean friends that will go and swim in the sea in like swimming costumes or, you know, just like swimwear type stuff. That's never me. I'm only ever in the sea in like, ideally in a dry suit and stuff. And I am perfectly comfortable. I never thought that was a possible years and years and years ago. But when I discovered dry suits, and they are expensive things, I do look after them. But I have 2 dry suits now. They're so nice. Like, oh, it's so good. Can you imagine it being in the ocean, but being like dry and comfy? Like, seriously, it's a thing. I don't bring partners here. Somehow violate my freedom of speech in here. Okay, no partners. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. Just tea fairy fingers, I guess. Hand, invisible hand of tea, right? Yeah. I don't want you guys to think I've disappeared as well. Like, other stream pools that do dark sessions where they don't use big bright lights. That is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful idea. I was about to say, I was going to say yes, and then I realized I was thinking supermarkets. There are supermarkets that do low light sessions occasionally. Literally, advertisers autism friendly. I think it's a good option. I just wear sunglasses like a celebrity. Like I'm just like celebrity, like incognito, don't pap me kind of. That's how I look going out. I'm like, yeah. Well, dry suits can, yes. So yes, obviously there's training with that, and obviously it's a specially adapted dry suit for diving, not for kayaking. It's not like a kayaking kind of dry suit, which yes, that has happened. Half god, half beast. You're correct in that. No. I mean, in theory, but you fill them full of air as you're going down. You be all right. It's okay. On the subject of that, I do actually kind of like a little bit of squeeze, to be honest. It is a bit like a hug. I had a lot of trouble with a lot of my training where they were basically telling me to put more air in my suit. So you're kind of like the Michelin Man or the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man under the sea. And a lot of people like that because they can be warm. Because it's just air. I actually like to have less air in my suit because it means I can be kind of squeezed a little bit. It's not a sexual thing, okay? It's just like, it's a proprioception thing. And at some point I'll make a YouTube video about it because it's kind of a niche interest of mine. I have literally only found one person who understands what I'm saying on this. If I ever come to my goal of creating an autist retreat on the Isle of Man, will it be too cold to swim in ponds 100% of the time? No, you can. Yeah, no. There are people. There is a ladies group called the Blue Tits that swim in the sea in swimming costumes all year round. I know they call themselves the Blue Tits. You can Google them. But they're not. They don't come out of the sea blue. They come out of the sea kind of like this color. This is what they look like when they come out of the sea. And sometimes I see them at the beach or whatever. I'm walking past them. I'm literally got a dry suit. Sometimes I have a heated vest on with like a button I can press to like make it warm. And then I'm in the water. Yeah, it's like being in the bath, man. It's like, I love it. Why so red? Don't know. Good question. I'd have thought it'd go the other way. So obviously your organs and stuff want to maintain heat. So you go white, right? So because your blood vessels and stuff, everything kind of moves in a bit to kind of keep your core warm. So why are they flushed? I don't know. Compression garments, my friend. Also anything to warm people down. Yeah. It's like compression garments, yeah. I love the ocean, but I don't like being like uncomfortable. The only problem is you can't pee in it. You can't pee in your suit, obviously. You're just gonna be, yeah, don't do that. Don't pee in your suit. I sometimes wear corsets for comfort. Would be more often if I'm too lazy. They look like a lot of work. Corsets. An electrocuted vest in the water, or if your joystick fails, do you get electrocuted? Kitty in the garden, really good question. Potentially. There is a small risk, yeah. It can be ameliorated with a lot of money. So it's possible to have batteries on the outside of your gear as opposed to the inside of it. Everything I have is kind of sealed insofar as everything can be wet. So the battery's included. But yeah. It does sit on the back of my head sometimes. Like if there is an issue here, it's going to be an issue. Mike's really working out dissertation material in his head. Yeah, I mean, when I can feel that the pressure, when I can feel the resistance, I know where my body is. I'm saying it like it's a conscious thing. It's not. It's like I feel much more in control in the sea with a bit of pressure than I do on land. I think there's something in that. Especially when I hear about autists liking deep pressure, liking hugs, liking weighted blankets, liking... I think Oh, no. The electrocution thing is not the risk. The risk is like lithium, a fire. That's the risk. No, I think it's so vague, isn't it? This language is so vague and like it feels like pointless language to me. It's so vague, but it's like the pressure kind of tells me how it's regulating. We understand that, don't we? We understand that from a nervous system perspective. We understand it from an emotional perspective. We understand regulation. Okay. Neurotypicals like hugs too. Right. But I mean it from a proprioception kind of thing. Like knowing where your body is in space and in movement. Feeling less clumsy. £30 a weighted blanket. £30. What's that in kilos? Oh, that's heavy. Okay. So that's like 3 cats. I weigh I weigh things in cats. So I'm like, how many cats is this? Okay, so like even this is like, so this is like 1 cat. Okay, so this is currently set to 1 cat, but you can put extra ones on there for extra cats. Okay, so everything is like how many cats do you a weighted blanket? Okay, it's a 3 cat blanket. Okay, that's a big. Okay. I see. I like hugs and like proprioception, water, but not tight clothes. Exactly. I like loose clothes, but also 2 cats here are 60 kilos. Holy shit. I believe it. I believe like Dottie is. I haven't weighed Dottie in a while. We're not talking Anna Ferret. No. Anna Ferret. We're not talking Curly either. Holy crap! Could you imagine? Curly? Could you imagine Curly on top, lying across you? You would not move ever again. Feeling where I am is how a therapist taught me to be mindful in the moment. It possibly does help with mindfulness. Maine Coon units, MCU. How do you yeah, it probably is a mindfulness thing as well, and I'm sure there's lots of like benefits there. I was going to make a parody meditation video, but I think I'll shelve that for now. But like, yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of psychological benefits, but I mean in a more physiological way. I find it helps with motion, movement, that sort of stuff. Usually I use my eyes to know where I am. Yeah, that tells your brain where you are. But does it though? Do you know the feeling of being encased in cats in the bed? Yes. The one thing I don't like, my dog rating on my duvet is 12.5 vacuumed Princess Polly's. Oh, you would wake up sweating. You would wake up in a horrible sweat. I don't like it, by the way, the entombed thing that the cats do. So the cats will, if you sleep on your side, right? Actually, in any way, actually, any position in bed, it doesn't really matter. But if you were to sleep on your side, you'd end up with a cat kind of on your chest. There'd be a cat by your head. There'd be a cat by your feet. There'd be a cat sort of tucked in there between, behind your knees. Yeah. I mean, the problem is that kind of entombs you it shrink wraps you into the duvet. Encatted is what I'm talking about. Yeah, you become encatted, entombed, encatted, shrink wrapped. and it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. so but a cat's lying down on you is fine. But I don't think folks here would enjoy encatification. I don't think you'd find it as pleasant as you think. Like, it's sort of cat behind the knees is okay. That's probably one of my least favorite positions, but like in front of my knees is fine. By feet is fine as long as said feet are either are firmly ensconced under the duvet for protection. Obviously, cats will protect you from toes. Even in the winter I'm sweating. Yeah. So then covers my entire lap and legs and my entire chest. Yes. 16 kilos though. Wow. I mean, holy crap. Yes, but encatification is not that great. And it also depends on who the cats are too. Because they have politics between them. Rats shows how their waist to ankles. Yeah. I'd be worried about hurting them. It sort of depends, like the older ones, like you don't want to knock a three-legged one off the bed sort of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. I'd be a bit worried about that too. One cat's enough. Maybe minority opinion here, but I'm sticking with it. That's completely valid. It's okay. I feel like I might be a bad example in that respect. I do not encourage multiple cats. Actually, do you know, a good number is 2, 3, 13. It's kind of the same thing. I suppose we have two competing for approval hierarchy. You have a plushy long cat, 3 feet long. Amazing. Let's see where a wildcat appears. Yeah, well, wildcat's appearing. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. Probably not too happy. Oh, right. Okay. It's time for me to press the button. Yeah, thank you so much for coming, etc, etc, etc. You've heard it all before. If you want to hear it again, go to any of my live streams, go to the end of the live stream and just listen to it back. Just the last, 3 minutes? Yeah, that's the outro. If we after party in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Do a couple of games, I think. Yeah, and then a transition difficulty. The scheduled transitional difficulty. Thank you for being here, Mrs. Bifflechips. Thank you all for being here. Mike's trying to feed himself. It's all the same stuff. You know how it works. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, Patreon, join, pick tier, or not. It's okay. There is no pressure. I'm not trying to pressure people or whatever. I'm just letting new people know what's there, what's not, whatever. All the things. Just don't press this button. Do you know what? A red dot moving up the screen, that is going to get hit by whichever cat's here. Probably one of the ferrets. One of the ferrets, one of the kittens. Probably ferret. Yeah, so that's this button here. I'm going to press this one here. And you get a nice little animation. Ready? Woo! Yeah, cool. See you soon. Neuro deficit. Sorry. Yeah, cool. I'll see. We'll do after party maybe in like 5 minutes, I guess. I kind of need to stretch my legs a bit. See you there. Bye. Bye.